good morning. Welcome to a new thing here. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up, set the graphics up for simple here. I don't really know how optimized everything is here, but yeah, there's a new thing here. So yeah, for those that didn't know, Xenonauts 2 was in kind of it was in its whole kind of pre-development sort of not pre-development. It was in its whole development stage here. And long story short, they had a buy-in in order to to go for the early builds and whatever else. And yeah, for months I wasn't able to do that, and you know, finally recently was able to go pick this thing up. So funny part was I believe it was actually 30 minutes before it actually was about to cut off. That could have been some other counter, but I know there was some counter that was slowly going down up until it was about give or take about 30 minutes before it was done. So yeah, first of all, you may notice menu music's different this time around. You got like a sort of Jaws type thing going on. So I'm hoping that we get to see all kinds of stuff, coming in through here later. I'm loving this initial screen because you see like they're just sort of starting to go in here, and something I would absolutely love to see. Just like I'm gonna try to throw stuff out here in terms of stuff that I always wanted to see in the original. That maybe might not have made it. And granted, I'll be honest, a lot of it is like do the stuff X Division did because oh my god. But no, first thing, like there was something that XCOM 2 did that was really awesome. That like it always updated the kind of home screen based on how stuff was going. And how awesome would it be? By the way, I'm loving how they're kind of warping in and out here. How awesome would it be, like if your campaign was going really badly, it could read that and it was like billion UFOs everywhere, you know? But anywho, I mean, this is already looking like it's pretty overwhelming. I mean, they're gonna need like, hell, I'm counting like a good 16 foxtrots to deal with all this. But anyway, so let's go ahead and start a new one here. I set up some pre-named characters. I don't know if it'll actually work. I know the pre-named feature is something that I could never really get to work in the original for some reason. But well, we'll see as we do. So right here, this is one of those changes I'm already loving. So there's kind of like a VTOL dropship kind of thing instead of. By the way, I don't know if it's too loud. Hopefully somebody will drop by and let me know. But yeah, you got this new kind of helicopter plane type situation instead of the old Charlie, which I'm glad with. Basically gives you a side unloading dropship instead of just the backload. Which yeah, you had like a sort of T-shaped entrance or exits on the original. But so far I'm preferring the kind of two-sided situation here, and it's mostly I just noticed I should probably turn off the volume on this other one before it winds up being all crazy loud and stuff. But yeah, I know personally I always had issues with sightlines on that thing, mostly because you could never really seem to see out of it, but stuff could always snipe you into, like, especially those back two tiles, like right by the doors. Like you could put people over there. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have somebody snipe out of this doorway, and no, they died. They never saw what hit them. So friggin' every time. So yeah, we immediately got a different starter person here. So swap war story some other time. Pick airbase location. Well, of course, gotta always start with this general region just for all of the different areas that it covers. It seems like the areas are roughly the same. And I don't think there's any difference in terms of the areas they cover. Personally, my preference is always start here and then expand to here, and then if finances are going amazingly, go up here. This might be something to do with the fact that this is an early game, but it does seem like finances are a bit more forgiving, at least right off the bat here. So let's go and plop this sucker over here. And there we go, we'll go for NERP's Concord. Just because I love my AC3 references. And by the way, I know it was supposed to be an Armored Core day for those that were here for Armored Core. But, this happened, so I gotta look at it. So welcome to the Atlas base. Basically what they kind of insinuate over the course of this little thingy here is that there was another base and it got destroyed, so they have a bit more information now. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the equivalent of the, I think it was like Greenland incident or whatever it was from the original, but presumably something like that. But yeah, basically their central base got exploded. So new stuff to study, combat armor and heavy launcher. Presumably this is actually going to be, you know, your initial alien invasion type stuff, and or your upgraded planes. So we'll go ahead and go for armor to start off with. It doesn't seem like mousing over it gives you anything just yet, so presumably, you know, that's going to be something later. This guy made it back from the other one. It seems like his computers have been updated a little bit. In fact, is this still taking place in the 70s? Because what day is it? Oh, 2018. Okay, so it's actually modern day this time around. So it's, gotcha. So this is presumably his great-grandson or something like that. No, it wouldn't be. No, it'd just be his son, presumably. I don't know. Something along those lines. It's not that big of a time gap. Alright. Anyway. So nothing in terms of storage. Here's our peoples. Yeah, the pre-names didn't happen. It seemed like One-Armed Joe got replaced with this lady, so that's pretty cool. Presumably this is early sketch art, because it seems like they haven't quite, you know, given them the finished look, for example, of the older ones. But yeah, liking the kind of updated look here. I will say I haven't looked through all the notes for this one. I've been meaning to do that. Ooh, training, you say? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so apparently they get specific training that you have them go for. Gotta wonder how they train their bravery. They just sort of hang them over a shark pit 24/7. It's like, are you brave yet? Alright, well, this guy looks like... Interestingly, no strength training on here. Wonder why. Seems like it's the one thing that you would be able to train pretty well. So whatever, we'll just keep them going at general training. I definitely like that idea. I think little man might be about done with his breakfast back there. There is a new air game type system, and it seems like there's a bunch of different potential customization options for down the line. This, just so everyone knows, this is stuff that they're still working on. So it's not like it's not finalized. It's not like it seems like they're just kind of getting the idea together. So don't take that as gospel just yet. Hello there, Sun Nif. See, they do a reverse Clockwork Orange. That's how you train bravery. Oh God. Here, we got this British clown to repeatedly stab you. Are you feeling better yet? So let's see. I don't know if I can rename them or redo their equipment just yet. It seems like you can do some stuff over... Yeah, there we go. There we go. Getting used to the new loadout is interesting. I like the secondary options here. The fact that you have secondaries available for everyone. Now, I can't help but notice I'm not seeing shields. So that might be a little bit different from last time. So let's see. Do I have any stats on the weapons? Doesn't look like it as of yet. It seems like we've updated. This is looking more like an M4 instead of the M16 from before. This is looking a bit more modern all across the board here. We got submachine guns here as secondaries. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, scroll wheel on this doesn't work just yet. Ooh! Stress. There's a stress rating for them. Interesting. Okay. It's good to know. Good to know indeed. Got any Yarbos? Yarbos? I'm not entirely sure what a Yarbo is. Alright, we'll go ahead and replace one of your frags with a flashbang. Presumably it's going to be a bit like before. In fact, come to think of it, yeah, just max out your carry weight. Probably give you another magazine here. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking that it actually gives you a full counter instead of the little pips from before. So that's all well and handy. Presumably I should be having everybody run in with shotguns as before. I want to test out all the new weapons now. Because having just come off of an insane run on vanilla, well, I guess community edition more than vanilla, yeah, have a massive appreciation for shotguns right now. So there's that. See reference to clock. Oh. Okay. Gotcha. It's been a while since I saw that, I'll admit, and never read the book, but you know. Okay, let's see how heavy is this nowadays. Cretin. Well, fine. Alright, seems like we got our armor stats going off right off the bat. They don't have any helmets this time around, so I guess they don't get that 10 kinetic protection. That might have been a community edition thing. It's a little bit a little bit confusing for me to tell the difference between like what's XDiv, what's community, what's the original at this point. And yeah, I'm just kind of maxing out everybody for the purpose of, you know, hopefully getting their strength up a little bit, because I want to test out how well that goes this time around. And presume... Okay, no, we still got the metals. It's looking like the same ones, because yeah, I'm recognizing the same shapes there. So hopefully there might be some different variations on stuff they can get. That'd be pretty neat. Now, can I give them another secondary? Yes, I can still do that. So I'm going to give this guy a knife then. Ooh, that is one very heavy knife. Right, whatever. Take that instead of your med pack. Get rid of that med pack. Why is it... Man. You guys weighted that knife something fierce, huh? So we'll just give him a knife instead, in case his shoddy runs out. Alright, and we're almost done here. Let's go ahead and max out her snipey potential. Just, you know, just watch. The second that we get there, they immediately die. So this is another cool feature that they've added right here. Another thing that kind of makes me think of X2 a little bit, specifically the whole War of the Chosen thing. That yeah, you can assign people to go over here and recruit folks. So we could, you know, send them over here. Now at the moment this doesn't necessarily work, so I'm gonna have to go take these 3 off the dropship, since apparently it doesn't actually remove them. So that'll be happening later. And yeah, especially the fact that you can send them out and get a cool half-mil like just immediately. Can we build new bases? Okay, new base over here. We'll go ahead and call you Q base. Let's kind of get all the states covered. Now I'm only noticing 2 circles here. Ooh. Okay, we got a kind of vertical sandbox this time around. That's pretty cool. Oh. Yeah, we're going EU with this. Alright, what's this? Radar uplink. Okay, so presumably you staff engineers into this, if I were to guess. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I like that. Wonder why we have a missile. Did we just have a nuke? Or are we the ones doing the nuking this time around? Interesting. We also have different storerooms. Let's see, what do these do? Grants plus rooms. Okay. So storage is actually not infinite this time around. Good to know. Training center, I believe we already have one, if I were to guess. Oh, plus 10 training space? Okay, well, let's go ahead and build one of those, because we might not have one. Medical room we can't build just yet. Now, can I build access lifts anywhere? Yes, okay. Okay, cool. So, we're not exactly as limited as we were in EU. That's good to know. See, can you still train by doing now that there's actual training available? I would assume so, because you can't seemingly train strength. Okay, I'm loving the new base system here. This is pretty cool. Yeah, okay. Just double checking if I can do that. Okay. And it seems like radars, yeah, you can just update them like this. I would assume you can probably stack 2 radars and then get more range per engineer, if I were to guess. You probably... Or actually, no. It's probably just you stack people. No. Interesting. Okay, it's stacking range based on number of people that you have there. Huh, okay. That could be something. Could be something. Yeah, we definitely started with a... Oh, actually, it's not forgiving. It's... Okay, I'm used to seeing 3.5 mil and thinking that's crazy, because you start off with, like, 1.5, I think, in the original. Oh, they actually might have fixed this. Look, they're not on the dropship anymore. So there we go. So we sent those guys out for a month. I will probably hire some more. I kind of miss my squares, I'll be honest. So let's go ahead and sort them by... We'll go by reflexes. Oh. Okay, you can just select them all down here, so good. Can I hire insufficient living space? Okay, get rid of that one. Dang it! We need more living space. Can I hire at least 1? Okay, can I hire 2? There we go. Alright, so that'll replace most of the folks that are out doing stuff. I'm not sure why they have a globe over here on the floor, right next to a chair. That seems a little bit... Or is that a globe attached to the chair? Huh. Okay, that'd be a pretty cool design if that's a globe attached to a chair. A little bit impractical because I'm pretty sure they'll trip over it, but yeah. So yeah, it looks like they fixed this, and the last time that I launched this was not the case. Also, it looks like you can see your relations with different countries in a numerical form this time around, so that's pretty handy. And what do we do if we look at our funding? We still got the Angry Mans from the 70s. And this lady that's like, oh man, if you insult me one more time, I'm gonna poison your coffee. But, let's see, net income, negative 40. Expenses, somehow positive 40. I don't know. We'll see. Add to the space. But yeah, I'm loving the redesign so far. I am gonna say that I'm missing shields. By the way, we got a Doom Clock up here. So, +4 research points per turn. What does that mean? I mean, is this actually the research that's going on, or... Yeah, I think this is supposed to be current research, except endgame is going to be the final research, presumably, so it's just there as a placeholder. There's going to be placeholder stuff all over the place. Again, it is development. No, it wasn't the armor. Okay, so we got our armor made. And go ahead and, let's say, attempt to make 8 of these. How much do these cost? 25 grand a pop. Boy, okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't suck. I will say, probably everything's going to seem amazing to me right now, because again, coming off an insane run, like, I kid you not, somebody in Predator armor can get one-shot by a frickin' Cesian with a pistol. Like, it's... I hope that's not the case anymore, because, man, like, I love insane for the other stuff that it adds, but the utterly BS damage scaling is really something else. Alright, so these guys are about to be here. Give them a little bit more time, and... there we go. They arrived at the base. You don't get a little notice for that. These guys finished their job. I thought they were going to be here for a bit longer than that. But okay, they got... man. Fantastic. Do they get anything out of this? Oh, you get to choose... oh. Alright, give me those engineers then. Right, so you get to choose. It's not... Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, it doesn't seem like they get any experience off of it, so... might be nice if they got a little bit of experience. And it might be nice if they were marked off of this menu, but again, placeholder. Okay, so 4 days. Now we got those 2 engineers. Let's go see how those, where is it? Yeah, can we just slot them in here? Yes. Alright, so is that bigger now? It seems like it. And yeah, the UFOs have gotten a little bit of a redesign since the last invasion. So here we go. We only start off with 1 interceptor. I'm not sure if we can order more right now. Okay, empty hangar, okay. Yeah, I think we only have one to start off with anyway, because we... Where is our hangar space? Yeah, there might not actually be a hangar type situation. In fact, there might just be a dropship and 1 interceptor per thing. I'm not sure. See, I'm not seeing any options to build more hangars unless I'm being completely blind here. And I'm not seeing hangar capacity as one of the stats up here. So... I don't know. But again, the air game isn't exactly developed as of yet. It's a little basic. It seems closer to... yeah, auto-resolve doesn't seem to tell you. So this one's just a probe. So yeah, it seems a little bit closer to like our original XCOM type of a situation, where you're basically telling them to approach a certain area. Now, it seems like you just give them a range to go to. Now, again, they've mentioned several times, this is an early version. Like, don't expect this to be how it is exactly. So it seems like they automatically evade, presumably so you don't cheese the AI as much. Now, if anybody could tell me, is the audio okay right now? Like, it's playing pretty loud in my ear. I don't know if it's too loud or not. But yeah, so each one just counts 1 pip, so if you're wondering why the autocannons had 8 rounds instead of the previous 100, it's because each one fires a burst. So basically the 2 things that they get are, you know, 1 attack each off of each wing. Alright, so that goes down. Then we have 1 here for a probe crash site, so we'll go ahead and get these guys back on the dropship. Where is it? Where is my dropship? Alright, unassigned. There we go, you get in here, and you get in here. Then we'll have Ghost Man just kind of over here. Let's see here. Okay, that's all well and good. Now if we go to loadouts, you are loaded out way too much. In fact, I wonder if this is possibly because it's automatically saving the input, or the last loadout. It's very possible. Because these guys seem to have the same loadouts that I had given to other people. Oh well, again, another thing that'll be different down the line, presumably. So I'll go ahead and add some smoke there. You could probably use some smoke as well. Again, I'm just kind of maxing them out for the purposes of seeing if... Oh no, it's this bar that's not updating some of the time. That's what it is. Okay. So we should probably be fine. Alright. So how do we back out of this? Okay, we go to that. Except we gotta go back to the geoscape to actually launch it. Because it goes here, and wow, 200 grand this time around. It goes to mission planning, and then you go to here, and then you have your launch mission button over here. So, there we go. Going out with 7. Presumably with the transition animation, they mean to have the helicopter type situation take off and all that. I just love the look of that new dropship. In general, just the overall aesthetic of it seems a lot more... I don't know, just a lot more alive than before, you know? I know it's I know a lot of it's placeholder and all that, but I just mean like even in terms of overall brightness and things like that. It's like that honestly just gives more of a... I would describe it as a new morning type of feeling that I always like to see in games. Like it's just that feeling when it's a nice bright morning, everything, you know, all the weather seems nice. Or hell, maybe the weather is absolutely crappy, but it's just feels like a good morning, you know? That's the feeling that always like really gets me in certain games, and it's weird to see that coming up because I get that feeling at the beginning of the first Xenonauts, but then it just kind of wears off over time, just because like it's starting with oh wait, what the hell is this? Interesting. Apparently we came in with some sort of drop pod. Oh, all right. Interesting. So I guess presumably on some maps you're coming in with different drop ships. So this is, I guess, the future Valkyrie or something along those lines. So yeah, we got these guys. So the Scions, I believe they're called now. They're a bit different than before. So yeah, not entirely sure what happened here, but let's see. We still want to have that burst shot available, ideally. We got 30 to use for that. I will say, something I noticed last time is that it was possible to actually burst twice with the rifle. That might have potentially been the SMG that I'm thinking of. Anyway, so we need to get down to 30 or so. So yeah, 31 will work. And then just go ahead and give me the burst. Alright. Low odds. It'll happen. Alright, get the door open. Still 30 to burst for you. So ideally you... Let's see, can we move you anywhere? No, she's completely drained on shots. You know, I'm just going to have her probably move up here-ish. I will say one thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the just general turn utility. Again, that's something that that personally really got me into X-Div there. That was just the fact that you had a few more points to be able to move around. Largely because you tend to be kind of surrounded the moment that you enter into a map, and in so many cases you can kind of just get cut down before you can do very much. But anyway. Alright, there we go. We got one hit off him. Suppression doesn't seem to be, or at least the last time that I launched this, suppression wasn't in it. So let's see, you don't have any smoke, do you? No. Who has the smoke? I know somebody had smoke. Please tell me it's not one of the people that... I'm a doofus. I apologize. It seems that I have gone ahead and gotten rid of all my people that actually have smoke on them. Brilliant. Alright, so you're going to go ahead and take a shot, or take a seat. It looks like it's actually 4 points to kneel down instead of 3. Alright, can you snipe this? I mean, they're both kneeling down, so you should be at least decent. Yeah, 79's alright. Perfect. Yeah, also can't help but notice that they have 2 different snipe variations as opposed to the previous 3. So that's actually potentially a good thing, because I'll be honest, it was typically a snapshot or, you know, full accurate shot that you wanted most of the time. Alright, anyway. What do we got over here? We got bush. Go hide by the bush. Alright, just gonna have you crouch out here. It would be nice to have, I don't know, just a bit more visibility for the blue bars there. Just to kind of get a better sense of where everything is. But again, first impressions are first impressions. This guy I think will just move up here. Oh boy. Okay, what do you see and where do you see it? Okay, see a dude over there. Presumably if you go hide by this hippie van, he shouldn't have any line of sight on you. He's probably going to go for the locals anyhow. And then, what are you up to? Yeah, we'll probably move you by the hippie van as well. Alright, what do you see? No, he sees the same guy. Oh, crap. Well, alright, go over here and just crouch and hope he doesn't hit you. I say this, but realistically everyone's probably going to die immediately, as you do. That's how you get the proper experience here, and okay, let's go ahead and crouch you as well. And just hope they don't run into this. And what's this? Just the camera pan? Okay, yeah, it's weird having the option to rotate your camera on this. What's this? Abort? No, not abort. Okay, so mouse wheel, yeah, that's working for this. Not sure why it didn't seem to before. And what do we have for over here? Just save game or whatever else? There we go. Give it a little bit of save. And yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to see tested out of curiosity or whatever else, let me know. Because yeah, here to give it a little bit of a test here. Still got the old hidden movement. Yeah, they move quite a bit like sectoids now. I'd be curious to find out what the deal is with that. Like, the standing ones remind me kind of the guy from Destroy All Humans. Whereas the little crawly ones look exactly like the EU sectoids, and I kind of love that. Alright. We're gonna go off and do whatever. Yeah, the fact that there's a training system now makes me think that there's absolutely going to be an absurdly high casualty rate, as, you know, as you do for these games. Alright, 29, 45, what about this one? 100%, take it. Nice. Bit of a low damage roll, but it'll do. Let's see, you need 30 for your burst. Kindly go over here and reduce him to non-existence, please. That is a rock. Alright, and since there's no suppression, go for it. Wow, okay. So her aim's a little bit worthless. Alright, so cover seems drastically more useful in this one. Since they can't seem to really shoot above it. I'm just kidding. This is friggin' rookie accuracy. It's always been this bad. Alright, there we go. End this guy, please. Wow. Okay. That is impressive, buddy. That is impressive. And go ahead and just pop your pistol out then. Alright. Alright, little man is having some issues off in the background here, so one moment, please. Alrighty, and I'm back. So first things first, I gotta say, it's passing the Alt-Tab test. This is something that tends to break a lot of stuff, especially in development, so that's always nice. And yeah, hello there, Mr. Evan. Good to see you. Yeah, it's definitely looking pretty. In fact, one thing I keep regularly hoping for is the option for being able to zoom in a little more, because I'd love to be able to like zoom in and see everything up close, but it's not there right now. So okay, let's see. Shotguns compared to original, pretty solid. These guys aren't hitting to save their lives, but you know, I guess they're trying a little bit. All right, we got another shotgun guy over here. Yeah, their turn utility, or rather their movement speed, seems somehow even lower than it used to be. But then again, rookies, so rookies will do that. Now, can you take anything with this by chance? Yes, you can. Actually, you can be pretty decent with it. It's kind of interesting that she can both take a good snipe and a good shot with with your MP5. All right, so how many die? Because I can't help but notice that we're completely screwed here. Oh yeah, that's okay. It's good to see 20s. It's good to see 20s instead of like 50s to 90s. Like I said, insane is a hell of a drug. So there we go. They're already doing 80s. So see, I said that, and immediately 60 and 80. Xenonauts. Now, I was curious, by the way. I was messing around with some of the with the developer mode in the first Xenonauts because I was curious, and it turns out, by the way, there actually is a set damage that Reapers do. I know this is kind of friggin' random as all hell, but apparently they do exactly 4,512 damage. If anyone was ever curious, so yeah, great. Everybody rolled 20s against that. It seems like they figured out how cover works, so let's see if we can get this out of the way. Will these gas pumps explode? Okay, gas pumps do not seem to be exploding. Let's see, 17. Now, I wonder what that red bar is on the bottom right. I'm assuming that's morale. Looks like morale. Right. Aim. Aim! Come on. I believe in you. There we go. Alright. Dang it, rookies. Why you never hit anything? Alright, can you get a shot off on this guy? No, you are exactly blocked. Go ahead and climb over and see if you can get some shots on the little monkey boy then. Yeah, action utility on these shotguns is still amazing. Unfortunately, their aim is not. I think I brought everybody with the absolutely worst aim they could ever possibly have. Might as well just go for volume of fire at this point, to be honest. There we go. Yeah, if all else fails, if you have the option, volume of fire. It tends to do the job. That's one of those things I always liked about this game. Interestingly, you can make that. Their throwing range is a lot better than it used to be. Maybe she's just got really high strength or something. Alright, so that's just gonna sit there. Oh, man, grenades cost nothing to throw. Yeah, just chuck all them suckers. What are we doing here? And then let's test how good smoke is. Oh, wow, smoke has no range at all now. Oh! It actually does damage now. Okay. I'm always going to point out when there's an XDiv thing, that's an XDiv thing. Or, then again, maybe Community Edition just removed that or something. Either way, in both, I know that in Community Edition that was not something that you'd see, but in XDiv it's something you always got to worry about. Oof. Okay. Fantastic. Liking this whole little gunslinger animation he's got going on. It's kind of making me think of that one guy from early on in MGS5. Where's like one of the people at Ocelot's training, and he's just like there with he's like using a Makarov like an old timey rifle or something, or old timey revolver or something like that. He's like, you do realize that that's not why people do that, right? Anyway, whatever. It's a random. Okay, good to see snipers being good again. would be nice to take 2 snipes, but that's what that other firing mode's for. Can you take a little snipey snipe here? Them odds are god-awful, but... I mean, 0% is not always guaranteed to be 0%. Alright. Let's get some shoddy action, get this guy at least gone. Wow. Also, it looks like it does 4 damage rolls instead of the old 3. Alright, he doesn't have enough to really get into cover. If he goes here, he might be somewhat safer. Might deny that angle a little bit. Alright, and then I guess same idea with volume of fire here, unless we're out of range. Let's 50% block off that. Okay, so these guys can probably just head on this way. I see that if you set for... Okay, I was going to say I didn't see the firing mode thing, but that's exactly what this is, so yes, there absolutely is a firing mode selection. Or rather, a move up until you see a certain... or move until you cannot use this particular thing. There we go, let's get those over here, and yeah, instead of reactions, it's now Overwatch. Alright, this guy's injured, but he might be able to do some stuff. Still 0%. Why is everything 0%? Well, if suppression was in the game, then he'd be able to do that, but it doesn't look like suppression is a thing right now. I'm hoping that mechanic will be in there, because that's easily one of my favorite mechanics about the first one. But it might just not be in there yet. Which is understandable, because it's supposed to account for a lot of stuff in the terrain, and that's just not there. Aww. Well, rip you. So, another thing that I hope that ends up being a thing in this one is for the alien units to actually be affected by bleed. Because, again, your units always got affected by bleed, and then they would just trot along like, nope. Nope, I'm sorry, I just don't believe in bleeding. Just don't have time for that. Alright, this surely has to be a kill. Wow. Wow! How do you do that? Oh, but it's firing a 5-shot burst now. I see. Okay, I was counting for the old 10-shot burst. Oh, hang on, give me a sec here. Alrighty, and back. So, okay, we lost a few rookies going into this thing, but, you know, it should still be winnable. This is relatively normal as far as Xenonauts go. Like, once you get used to the mechanics and everything else, usually you can get by with, like, 0 to 1 casualties, but until then, you know, you're gonna have a bit of a rough time. So let's go ahead and take this corner with a shoddy. Yeah, it seems like shoddies got buffed. I'm not sure why, because man, them things were already amazing before. It doesn't have any stats listed at this point, but basically before their whole loadout was, typically it would take 2 to 3 shots to kill most things in heavier armor. Oh, and is this ammo or is that just saying? Oh, that's saying, okay, that's the option to not overwatch with that thing. Fantastic. That's something I always wanted from the original, too. Weirdly enough, more in X Division than the original. But either way. So we'll go ahead and... yeah, let's switch over to that firing mode type situation. Except you can go ahead and stop aiming it, please. It would be nice to have one click be to switch over to it, and then one click for... Or can you not Overwatch with those? You might not be able to. Or maybe they automatically do it. I don't know. We'll find out. So either way, I'm gonna have her go take this corner. Seems like we got somebody running around over here, so it should be relatively safe. They should be more of a priority as far as their targeting goes, I would assume anyway. It's hard to make too many assumptions, again, because I don't really know too much about this right now. But one can guess. Alright, perfect. I actually probably should have had him stay on this fence right here. I don't know if these bushes provide any cover. They might not do anything at all. Either way. So we've got one rifle guy that made it here. We're going to go ahead and pop him right over here. Probably give him a crouch and put a little smoke out for this guy. Now, I don't know if you have to be in smoke or if it's still going to block. I'm going to hope it still just blocks line of sight. Alright, and then since we know there's not going to be anybody over there, we're going to have Shoddy Guy go and get in close. Hopefully he doesn't get himself killed. And end turn there. Probably going to do very poorly here. Ideally, the whole type setup before was just you get two shotguns on either side of the door. Kind of like in this case, I would probably put them around here and here. You know, again, just two shotties, maybe two shields. Then you have your HMG guy way in the back. They burn down the door. Now, is shooting down the door still going to be viable? I'm going to go for it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like... Can they fire twice? That's weird. It feels like it should be set up to be able to fire twice, but it seems like they only get that one burst. Hopefully you can fire twice in later versions. And then we'll go ahead and give door the burst. There we go, that still works. Fantastic. It seems like the firing angles are a lot more logical in this one. Like, this shot right here, I guarantee you, in the original, they would have a shot on him, he would not have a shot on them. So I hope that's not the case. I really, really hope that they fixed firing angles in this one. And, yeah, I mean, it could be argued that that was intentional. Personally, I think it might have just been, you know, a bit of a bug, because, again, I can't help but notice that a lot of XDiv was balanced around those random shots that you couldn't avoid, or at least seemed to be. Anywho, so you got 25 left. We can take a medium shot over on this one. Well, you tried. And then he's set up to reaction fire, and then you can probably take a few pistol shots. Like, it honestly feels like he should be able to just fire his gun twice, but oh well. So we've got 3 in there. Seems like somehow we discovered one more in that process. Alright, is one going to run out? No, they're going to go for the snipe. They're going to miss and hit their own guy. Yeah, this is definitely not the equivalent of insane. I'm pretty sure this is set up on normal. And yeah, since there's no suppression, we're just going to go for this. Let's see if the door trick still works. By door trick, I mean in the original, if you shot at the door, sometimes the shots would pass through and hit the unit right behind it. And I don't think it was meant to do that either. It's just a thing that kind of happened. Alright, go for shotty. Alright, and then he's just shy of being able to reload, so I'm going to get him out of there. And then we've got 2 monkey boys left. So we'll probably have you go ahead and take a little bit of a crouch here. Yeah, this is definitely feeling more convenient, I'll say that for sure. There we go. And these pistol snipes. Okay. Now, do you got any shots on anybody? Probably not. It feels like rifle range has been nerfed pretty severely. Which is weird, because again, I'm not really sure why anybody would have used a rifle before anyway, and it looks like I am wrong. It's still 3 for a crouch. That one time it seemed like it cost 4. Alright, and then since... yeah, he can't even throw a grenade. Okay, that's fine. We'll just end it right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm liking their new UFOs. Alright, well, let Snipey get a shot in here. Alright, so you're gonna go over here. What do you guys think? Is there gonna be a, what's it, is there gonna be a, suppression mechanic, or does anybody know off the top of their head? Like, if they do bring back the suppression mechanic, I hope they do it like, and I hate saying this because it sounds like, you know, it sounds a bit douchey to say it that way, but I hope that they do what XDiv did in 1.10, in which they had basically they just had stacking suppression, so it was the same thing. I guess technically speaking, you could say that XCOM EU did that first, but just the whole idea of having some different damage types, so you could just stack up. So, for example, you could completely lock down a unit. So, like, for example, in this one, there were occasionally those moments where you ran up to, like, let's say a civilian or something like that, and then you hit them, you know, like 3-4 times or something. You had all these guys with shotguns running up, and they just hit them over and over and over, and they're still standing. And so you have all these people awkwardly standing in front of, you know, this guy with a cannon, and suddenly he's just like, bam, and they're all dead. It's like, okay. He was suppressed. Well, actually, no. The cannons couldn't fire when they were suppressed. But, like, let's say they had a shotgun or something like that. I mean, I've seen the rifle ones do it. I've seen the shotgun ones get lucky and get multi-kills and things like that. But it always just kind of felt crappy when there were those moments of, like, how on earth is this guy still standing? You'd think he'd retreat or something, but he's just like, nope, dramatic last stand every single time. Which, again, I mean, lore-wise it makes sense. They're mind-controlled and all that. But it's just like, from a strategy game perspective, it always kind of felt like, okay, you know, we surrounded him, you know, we got him cornered, you know, we got all these people coming in with all their shots, and we lost because the numbers didn't roll right. So, okay, so yes, so yeah, we're still getting training ups. It seems like, okay, no revives. Yeah, I'm liking the new screen here. Feels appropriate to have it over here. Yeah, it feels like they're going to be getting more ups than they did before. Because I think before it was just always +1. Alright, Probe Data Core, Scion Engineers. Yes, these are all Scions now. Stun weapons! Yes. Yes, please, forget all this other crap. I need my stun rods. Okay, Scion Autopsy, you look a hell of a lot like the Cesians. I don't know, man. Can contain 2 known members that share common characteristics. Well, okay then. But are surprisingly different in physiology and stature. It is unclear at this point if they are different subspecies or simply represent sexual dimorphism within a species. The larger of the 2, classification soldiers, roughly the size of a man, with an oversized head and large amounts of cerebral matter. Their musculature and skeletal density is slightly heavier than our own, although disproportionately concentrated in the torso area, potentially intended to protect vital organs. Or maybe they just stopped by Taco Bell, they're really bloated. The brain of the creature has several large sections that have no equivalent in their own biology, but are unusually well-developed capillary network. Several small metallic spheres of unknown function were planted inside their brain. The smaller creature, classification engineer, stands barely chest high with a weight half that of its larger companion. But interesting wording there. The head is smaller and built weaker in both relative and absolute terms, but the hands are unusually dexterous and contain far more nerve endings than the hands of the soldier. They are monkey boys. Scions are inherently no more resilient to injury than humans are. Indeed, the engineers far less so, but the form-fitting garment worn by both of them possesses remarkable ballistic resistance that increases their durability significantly. However, the fact that this garment does not fully protect the body suggests that it is not, in fact, actually intended to serve as armor. raising serious concerns about how our soldiers would cope if they were to encounter armored aliens on the field. To learn more about these creatures, we would have to capture a specimen alive. In fact, I never went for that. One of those things that I always tended to go for in vanilla was this flashbang capture in the first mission. So hang on, where's my thingy? Huh? Oh, I guess there's just a picture of a UFO there. Alright, let's see if we catch this thing. Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, starter jets still suck. We can't really reach that one out there. We're gonna need to build a second base to do that. Alright. I think we're gonna want to get some engine... you know what, actually we probably want money in this case. And I'm not going to send them out on anything else just yet. Okay, so stun weapons. I think this is the same as it was before. So if we go over to the armory, are they actually a secondary weapon now? These guys are all training, and presumably... yeah, it seems like, it seems, I could be wrong on this, but it seems like if they're on the dropship, they're not training anymore. So we'll go ahead and hire some new recruits. We're probably going to want to go more for accuracy this time around. You know what? This music is making me think of Echo the Dolphin. And that I'm very okay with. Yeah, I like this theme. I like this. I like it lots. Now, how on earth is it that we have so many people? Oh, it's because we got our engineers and everything else. Gotcha. Okay, so go over to here. I might as well just pop everything in the research queue, why not? Nice to actually have a queue, I didn't notice that before. Alright, so living capacity is pretty much maxed out. We're gonna want a big one of them suckers. So let's pop you over here. It's gonna take a pretty penny. Medical center. I think we're okay with that one for now. Probably stick a second access lift over here. This is gonna annoy the hell out of people. Like, oh, I'm sorry, we stuck an elevator right underneath your bed. We're gonna have to shove you out of the way every single time. Now, power capacity 40-50. Where does it say their power costs? Is it just some of them take... no. Alright, we can stick a small radar. Except we don't have enough money for that. Yeah, 750k. In fact, I probably should have gone for those engineers because we have 2 slots left. What's this one? Presumably that's like a smaller one or something like that? Don't know for sure. Again, it would be nice to be able to zoom in and out, but that's just more of a personal preference. This is fine. I'm used to the old anthill. Years of the XComs and all that. Ooh, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Alien infiltrator. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna send her. Braxton, what are you barking at? Just let them go about their day. Okay, this is really cool. Like, these little side missions. I mean, like, side missions and stuff are just... they always do it for me. Like, it doesn't matter where where they are, how they do them. Like, that kind of stuff just does it for me every single time. It's just, it's such a little thing, but it adds so much in terms of immersion. Okay, so let's go send... I guess that's Sergeant Major? Is that what that is? Whatever, we're gonna go send him. Send one guy to go deal with him. Is that actually what that is? Yeah, I think that's what that is. I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with exactly how ranks evolved over time. So yeah, presumably the more you send, the faster it gets done, the better your relations are. Right, so they finished off with the armor. We'll test out the armor for the this next ones. So if this armor works the same as, let's say, Jackal did in the original, that should have been that all those shots that were about 25 damage or below should have just been absorbed. Okay, so Living Quarters is done, so we can actually recruit more people to send out on these side missions. So let's go ahead and go up it by accuracy. In fact, I'm wondering whether accuracy or TUs would be more useful this time around. Anyway, we get a ton of living space. Oh, we can actually max out our recruits for a month? Interesting. Yeah, we can max out our recruits. That's okay. All right. I will say that does eliminate my my favorite strategy for getting rid of bases, which is the whole Suicide Rookie Rush, which you just basically give them a shield and a pack of C4, and it's like just one of you will eventually make it to the core. You can just pull up the map of whatever the base is. Okay, so remove Infiltrator, and that will sort out their situation. Let's go get some people in here as well. Oh, and she actually got promoted for that one. Cool. Alright, so we'll send you out there, and yeah, it seems like you can get away with one of them. Alright, let the scouts launch interception. Hopefully they're not going to get away. Looks like they might have. Now, okay. That right there is something that I hope that they fix. It's something that's been around since like old-timey XComs and things like that. But when they run out of your range, you tell them to go find where they went. Let's go ahead and auto-resolve it. Let's see how well this works. It worked, and they didn't even get damaged somehow. But yeah, the old system there where like you send them out, they look for the UFO, you know, like they run out of radar range, so you send them out to go look for it manually, and then they find it, and then instead of saying like, okay, you know, I have this other jet right over here, it's literally looking for that thing. Like you'd think that there would be some function for automatically just tracking onto it. I'm sure there's mechanical reasons why that would maybe be an issue. Ooh. I guess I might have sent out a few too many people here. Alright, that's fine. And it looks like you can actually just assign their roles and pop people into them. Alright, so you are actually a sniper. There we go, get your snipey equipment. Get you some armor here. Does it give us the stats? Not yet. Wait, why can't you equip that? I mean, we have some of them made, don't we? Okay, apparently we don't have any. But I thought it was having you make some. I could have sworn I was having this stuff made. Huh. Alright. Maybe not. Maybe not. That might potentially also just be a bug, so I don't know. We're also one day away from getting new peoples coming in. But alright. Until then, we gotta go get this one done. I'm assuming it's the same old 24-hour wait time. So let's wait a few hours, wait for daytime to come. 3, 2, 1... Yeah, no, okay, we're not getting our other people before they get here. So that's fine. Now we're going in with 6. Let's see, you're all about the strength and reflexes. Yeah, Shoddy's fine for you. Let's go for the next one here. Unassigned gets nothing. Nothing for you. You got lots of time units, lots of strength, lots of bravery. We're going to go ahead and make you into a heavy, I think. There we go. I'm actually just going to leave them with their default stuff. Maybe give them... Oh yeah, we have stun gas now. Interesting that we get stun gas this early. It probably will not be that early going forward. In fact, let me go back to this one and give him some stun gas as well. There we go. All the stun gas. Let's get all those free captures. Alright, Alright, sniper is currently unassigned. Yeah, it seems like there's some disconnect over what roles get what. Excuse me, Mr. Man. As they were not feeling like the playroom very much. What's your sister up to? Apparently tossing a doll around. Alright. Anyway, so let's see what this one does then. Let's go ahead and replace that, even though it seemed to do the job pretty well. I hope grenades are better. Like, stun grenades did the job really well in the original. I'm hoping that the base grenades get upgraded, because that is one of those things that every time I use them, I was like, man, I feel like that should just be a little bit better, just a little bit stronger. But again, might just be personal preference on that. So that looks like it should be good. Temperate Farm would be a valuable source of technology and materials, provided we can secure it before the surviving crew blow the reactors and translocate back home. Okay. Let's launch these people. But yeah, it was always just that little tiny bit off as far as grenades went. Like, again, I think it's largely part of my frame of reference on that is a little bit off. Like, for example, basic Cesians taking 2 fusion rockets on Insane is just like, those are really difficult to actually get to where they need to go. But anyway. Huh? What's up, Mr. Mans? Smiley baby over here. The smiliest of babies. Hopefully the screen's actually on here, because I can't help but notice that it is showing a dark screen over on this end. Why is it doing that? That is bizarre. Alright, we seem to have old music back again. Can anybody tell me if they're actually seeing the screen or if that's just a bug on my end? Trying to refresh it right now, see what's going on with that. Yeah, there we go, it's back. Okay, that was just a bug, I guess. That's weird. That's weird. Okay, so first of all... Okay, so we got map edge. Let's put you here. I'm hoping those rifles get better range later on, otherwise I might just go full sniper teams again. Ooh. First look at our lizard peoples. It's a Barney! Okay, let's sit you down. Alright, pretty decent roll on that. We don't have a sniper. Alright, 19 for 32. Probably should have had him kneel first. Yeah, double bursting with rifles does seem to be possible. Ooh, wow. Okay, that sucked. That sucked something fierce. Oh, no, wait, suppression's in there. Okay, so wait, interesting. So that means the little monkey boys don't get suppressed then. Huh, okay. Something to bear in mind. And it seems like double bursting is possible with rifles some of the time? Alright. Well, that's interesting. It seems like we got double LMGs somehow. So I'll go ahead and move you here, take a crouch, do that kind of business. Wow, they are resilient as crap. Yeah, what difficulty is this on? Because I think that was already like 100 plus. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy. Iguana boys are even more beefy than they were. Something to bear in mind. Shot through the through the entire thing, killed the farthest person? Yeah. That was pretty brutal. That sucks, because that was a really good sniper from last time. Though it does seem like anybody you give a sniper rifle to seems to be going all the way up to 100% accuracy, so won't see any complaints from me on that. Like, as far as the weapon rolls go, It was always supposed to be the shotgun's the reaction one. The rifle is like kind of your mid-range, like king of mid-range and adaptability. Snipers were your super accurate one. Rocket launchers were your big AOE one and getting rid of cover. And then HMGs were mostly for suppression, but could do some insane damage if you needed them to. But that was always the thing. Like in my book, when it came to shotguns versus rifles, it's just with shotguns you could fire that 3 times sitting in place. With rifle, you could take 1 burst and then 1 single shot. But then at the same time, you could also get close with a shotgun and fire twice. Like for example, what we're gonna do right here. In fact, I can get him right there to get both of his shots to 100%. Holy sweet Jeebus! These guys are. Oof. Okay, yeah, civilians are some special brand of what the crap right now. So it seems they have, like, friggin'... They've got their regeneration, but it seems like they've got a good 200 health just off the bat. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and pull that old XCOM intro type situation. Where we just get all of the big heavy guns flying out of the airship and doing their snipey business. Yeah, let's do that. He's gonna have just enough points to burst, hopefully enough to suppress him. Yeah, suppression might be damage-based this time around. It might not even be area fire. Okay, what does it take to suppress you? Yeah, they got 17 back, so their regeneration isn't too great, but man, 200 off the basic ones? No, that has to be a soldier variant. Because he's got armor. He's not a... There we go, there's one of the basic ones. You suck. And it seems like they might be using... Or actually, come to think of it, I wonder if they get better range now. Because ballistics all the way to plasma or all the way to mag had the same range before. So it's very possible that they actually just have higher range now. Because that was a pistol shot all the way to there. His pistol, I guarantee you cannot hit that far. In fact, we can test it right now. Actually, no, wait, it can't. I'm wrong. Uh-oh. Oh, come on! Man, I'm surprised that they give you those guys right off the bat. Alright. These guys had stun, so... Why is that not showing up in their throwables? Yeah, for some reason, stun grenades aren't showing up in their bars, so I guess they can't be used yet. Alright, try it again. His firing animation's a little awkward, but oh well. Presumably at some point they're gonna do something more along the lines of like they pull it out with their other hand or something. Okay, so I want to get close and I want to test out this knife. No, I'm telling you to walk here, not... You doofus. Okay. How good is this knife? Okay, that's not a knife, but okay. I see what you were going for, it just wasn't exactly it. Alright, so, knives are a neat idea. Maybe not really what this situation called for, but, you know, alright. Alright, this is gonna be like a 16 or so. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get you to about here, and just try to detonate both these guys, because that's about your only chance of survival here. Try to aim it around there-ish. Perfect. Get the other one about there-ish. Yeah, that's a pretty weak chuck there, Mr. Nikolai. Okay. And then we'll get you in to hopefully suppress the other one. Do we get awkward nose angles? No, we can actually fire around the nose of the thing. Yeah, with the old Charlie model, there was an issue, like right here, this shot would have been blocked around here. You just couldn't fire around the dang thing. Yeah, suppression. Yeah, it definitely seems like suppression's there, but the values are all kind of weird. Boom. Oh, and he just recovered that grenade damage immediately. Use knife as a baseball bat. Yeah, he just basically duct taped it to the end of a stick. Like, I make a spear. Just like looked like one of these bubble wand situations. Should probably hide that before my daughter gets mad at me. If you hear a very sweet sweet child yelling bubble over and over, you know why. All right. So yeah, it seems like HMGs are definitely more of a get in close type weapon right now. Which, I'll be honest, I wish they could fire twice. I wish they could stand in place and fire twice. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is gonna be really something. We're just gonna, yeah, force feed him the barrel. That's what we're gonna have to do here. What does it take for you to die? Oh boy, this'll, I guarantee you this is just early values is what this is. Sweet lord. Oh, like seriously, even the soldier ranks in the original, I'm pretty sure would have. Okay, the AI's improved. That's for sure, because the soldier one is trying to actually get into cover and try to get into a better position, whereas the guy that doesn't know what he's doing is just sitting there in the open doing his dramatic last stand. But yeah, crap, that is basically, again, that's like XDiv levels of resilience right there. Because typically it was like, for these guys, it would have been one rifle burst or so. At least early in the game. Later on, it would have been maybe up to 3 or 4. But this guy has taken phenomenal amounts of damage already. Alright, I mean, I know this is a terrible idea, but... Alright, whatever, just go for it. Take some shots. Alright, do it. Yeah, this is interesting. Definitely interesting. You a Kickstarter backer? Yes, kind of, technically. They opened up the development build to allow people to buy into it, which I think I got this 30 minutes before it closed. Let me see if that's actually correct. All right, he died. Did I get it? I don't know what that countdown was, if that's not what that is. Fission mailed! Yeah, we got wrecked pretty hard there. Yeah, no, early access. I don't know why it has a countdown. I think it's just how many points, or rather how many hours it is until the next day. So yeah, we got wrecked pretty hard. It seems civilians are pretty insanely durable. And yeah, it's Xeno 2. So it's good times. See, does this have that terrible air combat placeholder thing? It's a work in progress. I see where they're going with it. I think it'll be potentially interesting once it gets going. So instead of manual dodges for all of your planes and everything else, it seems to be going for more of a rolls against rolls type situation, which I'm assuming will be, like, strategically speaking, I'm pretty sure it'll create a situation down the line where, you know, like maybe you can specifically pick where to kind of deflect damage off to and all that kind of thing. It seems like different plating types and different boosters and stuff like that are available. So I think, again, they said that it's not all implemented yet. But I think once this gets going, it'll be pretty interesting. Like, I like the fact that they have different armors and different engines and stuff like that available is telling me that there's going to be a lot more to it. So, you know, give it a minute. It'll get there. They've got all these little side mission type things here. So, like, right now I have a guy that's working to get rid of an infiltrator over here. So the infiltrators are getting rid of the region stuff and have somebody else working on recruiting some staff. And then they have some other folks over here, which, you know, we don't really have anyone to send right now because I think everyone's dead. But, well, time to get more willing rookies, I guess. And it seems like you have a max number of recruits per month. So there's definitely more of that. And yeah, civilians are way more durable all of a sudden. Like these guys, I believe those are actually like end game civilians that were coming in on the very first mission, or rather the second mission. So that again, that's also possibly placeholder. It seemed like yeah, the soldier units were a lot more durable than they were before, but they also seem to be using different tactics. So like the soldiers, it seemed like kind of more like XDiv, where if you surround them and have a bunch of guns pointed at them, they're like, okay, I'm gonna retreat, I'm gonna go take cover and try to recover. Where you have the engineers that don't know what they're doing, they're coming in and just bum rushing. So I think it'll be something there. So yeah, research. You can also set up a research queue in this one, which is pretty neat. Nanothread armor seems pretty useful. Can I move you up? Yes. So we'll go ahead and move that up there. I'm not sure if engineering is actually working properly right now. Because yeah, I thought I already had combat armor made, but I might just not have started it. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't think we have any made at the moment. And I know they mentioned a while ago that they might consider having some form of like reinforcements type option, where like say you send in a secondary team or something like that. It doesn't sound like it's anything they've done just yet, so there we go. That'll just get shot down and improve our local relations, hopefully. And yeah, you can actually see the local relations as a number this time around instead of just kind of guessing at it. So it starts off at 50 pretty much all over the place. Seems like it's improved right now. What limits current build? Is it still time? Yes, so it's still available. In fact, let me go ahead and put the link right here if you're interested in buying into it. And hello there, Mr. Penn. How's being all old going? But yeah, so yeah, basically, as far as limits go, there's certain features that aren't quite balanced and/or haven't quite don't exactly function as intended just yet. Like the air game's one of those things. Where it's a little weird looking. I believe there's some issues with engineering as far as actually producing stuff. It seems your research is potentially coming in a way earlier order than you'd expect it to, like being able to have access to grenade launchers and upgraded armor right off the bat. They previously had an issue where units that you sent out on away missions didn't exactly show up or rather, they weren't taken away properly. So that just got fixed. I believe that actually just got fixed last night. There we go. Infiltrator got removed. As far as other stuff here, it seems like you have a certain number of recruits per month instead of infinite amounts. I don't know if that's actually intended. I hope it is, because again, that would be an actual counter to the whole base rookie bum rush strat, which was admittedly something I love doing, but it is cheap as all hell, and I'm pretty sure nobody would ever sign up for that. So let's go ahead and get some monies here. And then we'll go ahead and build that second radar. Actually, do we even want to do that? I'm not sure we want to do that. Okay, whatever. Also, other cool things that are in this, you can see here, people are training. So yeah, they can actually train up certain stats. So that's a really cool feature. So just basically, in general, you got side missions, you got your training options. Like, you can actually do stuff with your units, aside from send them on missions and watch them get vaporized as they get insta-sniped through Predator armor across the map by a pistol. No, I'm not salty about insane mode at all. Don't question it. But yeah. Okay, so construction finished. We are currently absolutely broke. Hopefully our monthly funding ain't so bad. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, so we got the equivalent of what looks like council missions from XCOM. So conducting an attack against the local region. Unless we intervene, there won't be any survivors left to tell the story, and the locals are likely to blame the massacre on us. Alright. So, let's go to mission planning then. Do we actually have anyone to send on this? Yes. Yes, we do. So we got some peoples back. A bunch of them took injuries and everything else. Also, there's primary and secondary weapons in this one, so it doesn't seem like there's shields. Suppression doesn't seem like it's properly balanced as of yet, and/or some units might be really resistant. Like the equivalent of Cesians, which are now Scions. It seems like they are possibly immune to suppression. Civilian soldiers seem to get suppressed after about, I would say, 2 LMG bursts, like 3 shotgun rounds, and whatever else. And yes, they survived all that crap. So they don't want to die too good. I'd say in general, right now, shotguns are kind of the name of the game. So I'm probably just going to switch everybody over to assault. I guess kind of base strats on that. Also, actually, yeah, there we go. These need to be on the belt. That's what it was. That's why I was having issues. So there we go. So yeah, the loadouts, and everything else seem pretty interesting. So it seems like, yeah, you probably have to reload your belt. That's what it is. That's what it is. I understand now. So the belt is more of an active gameplay type situation instead of a convenient thing. Knives seem pretty solid as far as having a backup melee option if you run out of shots, which, given how resilient some of these things are, yeah, that seems pretty likely. It seems grenades got buffed. It seems like LMGs got debuffed. I would say ballistic rifles, so far, I'm pretty unimpressed by those, but they're probably going to get buffed down the road. You got SMGs that are actually a thing now as a sub-weapon. So yeah, it seems like they did take some nods from XDiv, if I were to guess. So let's put one of these down here, put 2 of these in the belt. Get rid of that useless thing, put this over here. That beautiful Chadley shotgun. Because yeah, shotguns are, again, just like base game, they're just kind of absolutely the greatest thing, so there's that. And yeah, again, previously, to kind of cover that whole what was so great about shotguns thing, it's just, yeah, typically rifles had slightly longer range than the shotties, like 2 or 3 tiles, but long story short, you were still getting a 3-shot burst. In this case, they were buffed up to a 4-shot burst, and still have comparable accuracy. So yeah, definitely considering shotty's pretty OP right now. But again, this is very early. Don't take that as anything just yet. Right, is that everybody done? Have we gotten rid of all those dang heretic rifles? There we go. Right, so we got a. So it seems like raids are kind of like sideways terror missions, as it were. And then we get some transition animation that isn't quite here yet. And away we go. What you doing over there, Mr. Mans? You playing with the doggy? Okay. That man's playing with the doggo. As his sister continues creating a mess back there. As you do, as you do. I'm not sure if any of that is coming through audio-wise. I just keep hearing as a bunch of toys are getting chucked around back there. I'm probably hearing the occasional click. But yeah, so far I'm loving this. Like, this feels nice. It feels nice so far, and I'm really hopeful from what I'm seeing. I really hope the actual suppression mechanics are a bit nicer. I hope they add the option to zoom in a bit. I'm loving the new dropship. Like, quite frankly, the whole having two openings here is really nice. Oh god, civilians again. Okay, get in there and pray not to die. It seems like sightlines are drastically improved. It's like right here, he can't fire. He shouldn't get fired at either. Like, that was always the big thing that tended to screw you over in the original. Just friggin' all those times that you would go out there, and it's like, okay, you know, you've managed to. Well, let's get that stun grenade out there. No, and then everybody died. But yeah, all those times. Yeah, grenades are way cheaper to throw, so that guy's not gonna attack, or at least he's not gonna charge. Yeah, grenades are way cheaper to throw. It's. I hope that that side angles are fixed, because that whole thing where you would get shot at from an angle that was physically impossible to shoot from, that was always... Those were the moments that made you put the game down. At least for me personally, like, there were quite a few moments where that would happen, and it was just like, okay, I gotta take a break from this. This is not gonna fly. This looks pretty, though. I really hope there's an option to zoom in, because I just love the way that this is looking. Let's have you crouch. So, like, right here, she should be able to fire everything around the box. She shouldn't be able to get shot through the box. She shouldn't be able to get, like, sniped from right here or anything. Like, what annoyed me about the original was those moments, like, say a civilian ran right here, and then it would just snipe her through the box, because it would just count it as half cover there for some reason, but then she couldn't see the shot coming from there. So it was like, okay, how the hell did that happen? Like, you could argue that they shot through the box, but that's a weak argument. Anyway, so we got one stun grenade on there. If they work like original, they should be doing 40 per round. So hopefully that will be enough to take these guys out. It should be 40 per round, and then I believe it's up to 40 per tile that they run through it. So assuming these guys have like 200 health, there's a hope there. See, how far into the game can you advance at the moment? Can you complete it? I don't think you can actually complete it, but I did see mention in the patch notes of Terra missions, so presumably a pretty decent ways. Alright, so he's stunned. Do we have any more stuns? Yes, we got another snipey. Yeah, go ahead and take your 100%. Yeah, snipers seem drastically more accurate, which again, I guess is just kind of assumed to be because they're not using Cold War era crap anymore. No! No! No, bleeding made a comeback. Why is bleeding back? Nobody's bled yet. I was hoping that mechanic was gone. Okay, so they recovered. Are they going to stun or no? Right, so they're attacking the locals. They don't seem to be taking terrain damage. Alright. Yeah, it seems like accuracy is reduced across the board. LMGs got really drastically nerfed. So they fire 5 shots instead of 10, but they still take the same point cost. Again, I just really don't see why anybody would use LMGs over shotties right now. It's like LMG, yeah, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do for that bleed right now. I specifically didn't pack any materials for that. Wait, is that guy down? Yeah, okay, the stun gas actually got them. So it seems to take effect after their turn's over. So I think if we go double shotty and then potentially stun here. It's like, look how resilient these guys are. So that should have been enough to take out a basic one. Okay, he's suppressed at least. So I think shotties might potentially have higher suppression values this time around. He needs 15 to fire. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. He's suppressed, he shouldn't be moving too far. We can still maybe get some shots off here. So let's put you here. Now, the way that this seems to be counting is all shots seem to be actually in physical space. So instead of, for example, like right here, it would count this guy as right in the open, and then anything in the way would count as like a 50% chance to block. That was the old system. Right now, it seems like it's still, like, stuff in the way still has a chance to block, and then it's presumably still counting that as a cover bonus of some description. I don't know the exact mechanics, but that's the way it seemed to work anyway. That it seems like just cover is drastically more effective. Although, compared to original, that is to say, it's actually effective. So we'll go with that. Instead of just like, it's either you're completely concealed or everyone's gonna die. Alright, so, we need 36 for a shot. Actually, if we go right here, we should be able... Yeah, we're not going to be able to snapshot from there, but he can crouch. Or she can crouch. Get herself in a nice, decent position here. We're getting them snuck up on. Oh, yeah, we got 2 soldier letons. Okay, why don't you go over here and throw a stun out there before you die, hopefully. So if the stun gas works like I think it does, they should be taking the damage as soon as they walk through its area of effect, but then presumably the damage doesn't take effect until their next turn. I think. So there we go. So they might run through it and get hit by it and pass out. So if we can win this one, we have a capture already. It doesn't seem like our own guys are getting suppressed, because it seems like you gotta actually take damage to get suppressed. Pistols can't really reach that far anymore. And one thing I really hope, I've said this several times now, but one thing I really hope is that it will be possible to actually fire these LMGs twice, because right now there's very little reason to use them. Like, maybe if you have somebody with really high accuracy, they can make some better use out of it, but so far I haven't really seen much. Their old role was always suppression, so it seems weird right now. He dead. I forgot to check if those... okay, he ran through it. He didn't make any noises as if he got hit. So it seems like the soldierly guys can't move very far. It seems like they've got very low turn units. That one was suppressed. Yeah, there's more and more of them. That was definitely not a one-time thing. They're just all over the dang place. But we might be about to see how good SMGs are. Alright. Yes, they got a bleeding wound. Good for them. How are they doing health-wise? So presumably this red bar is actually their health. So that's how much damage they've taken. That's interesting. You know, that's an interesting way to display it. I don't know if that's accurate or not. You know what? Yeah, these are good. He's suppressed. Yeah, so you can take double bursts with SMGs. That's pretty alright. We need to get a stun grenade onto that. Hang on a moment. Alrighty, and back. Yeah, we gotta... might still be right back in a minute again. We got a little bit upset, because our sister kind of ran up and stole our snacks. As sisters tend to do. So alright, got a little bit of a situation here. First things first, I think we'll go ahead and move him up here. It's like the part that kind of bugs me about this is that the main purpose of LMGs right now seems to be about the same as the shotgun with a lot less effectiveness, because they're supposed to be like the long range support, suppression, all that kind of thing. But they can only fire once. They essentially have lower damage than the shotgun can put out. Can you potentially get a grenade out here? Very low odds of doing that, but worth a try. Alright. And then we'll just start moving him over this way. He's going to be out of cover, but I'm hoping that this guy won't attack. This guy might, but his line of sight should be jacked up. Alright, and then you... I'm going to have you take some burst shots over on this one. That should be... If these two can get pinned down, that should be this dealt with. Okay, so she's only got 5... Oh, there we go. She's got 1 shot. Her aim isn't terribly good. Alright, you try to suppress him, please. There's a chance it'll hit our guy. Pretty much guaranteed that it will, then. Now, what about if you run this way? You need 30 to fire, so... Yeah, running to this side of the box would do it. Alright. He's still not suppressed. So I think we'll have you run up and take a little bit of a shot at him. Or is he asleep? I can't tell. Where is everything? Yeah, the guy might have actually gone down. Right, in that case, that one is probably dealt with. They're suppressed. It's not really worth trying to deal with them. She can't really get into any better cover, though. Yeah, if she crouches, she should still be able to fire. Or no, she can't, actually. It is, okay, why is it sometimes 4, sometimes 3? Wonder why. Anyway. Boom. Alright, so that looks like it might have hit him. Yeah. That was a bad call on my part. Just in general, I need to be leaving people out of cover more, or leaving people in cover more. Yeah, he's gonna pass out. It seems like, yeah, that just you can get them locked down within that gas, and that's what makes them pass out then. There's one. Actually, no, he's still standing. So you go ahead and take a couple more bursts into him. Then you go do this. Nonsense. What does it take for you to die? It's gonna have her take 2. What? What? Why can't she take 2? Alright, and he's suppressed again. This is what I mean about just better action economy from the shotgun. So it seems like you actually get less shots, but more per burst. Alright, he's down. Game seemed like it was unsure of what to do for a second there. Alright, run there, take a shot at this one. I get the feeling with the training system and everything else that you are expected to take more casualties more regularly in this one. Because, yeah, stuff is getting rough. Alright, let's stick another one of these on the belt. Because it's a hell of a lot more useful than your gun. I think I might just phase out LMGs entirely after this. At least until the next patch. Alright, there we go. That is our turn. We're probably expecting to take a couple losses here. Like, I know the shoddy guy on the right's not in the best position. But what I was hoping for was to take out the guy on the right, and then hopefully suppress the one to the south. Which he actually might have done. It looks like they're kneeling down. Rude. Okay. You know, this actually, they might have toned down the, what's it, the suppression mechanics in general just because of these situations. What was that? There's some kind of error message that just came up, but then disappeared. It's unclear. Alright. I'm gonna throw this over here. That's actually not the guy I meant to do that with, but okay. Alright, you are gonna try to deal with this one. I can't help but notice that this does not even slightly feel like an early game mission right now. But I'm definitely loving how all of the different shots seem like they're actually going where you'd physically expect them to go. Alright, and then let's stick more smoke over here since one of them's suppressed. Hopefully they'll decide to charge forward. We'll see. And then they can still take a shot at one of them. Alright, he's down. That one's suppressed. He should be taken care of. That one's suppressed. We're going to need to get a little bit more on them because this guy is still in trouble. In fact, why don't you take a few more pot shots at him? So yeah, if I were to guess, I'm going to say this is going to be... You're going to be taking more losses, but you're going to have more options to build stuff up, which I really love. Alright, perfect. So that one's gone. Let's see, we got that one, we got that one. She can't really do anything about that. Wait, what? Where's that one at? There's a guy right there, apparently. Got that one. Yeah, I don't see... I don't really see where that one is. Alright, also let me turn this thing back on, because it seems like we're all good and calm on this end now. So far, lost almost half the team just on this initial landing. But so far, again, this feels more fair than it used to. So yeah, there's definitely a guy right there. I'm not really sure why I can't see him, though. Oh, it's because he's right there, I guess. Is he just crouched? Is that what that is? I don't know, but yeah, cover seems to be doing its job a lot better. Boom. Yeah, cover's doing its job better. You seem to be getting more stuff available to you. Overall, there's a lot more use of stuff like grenades there. Yeah, they didn't even get a turn, because they were just completely locked down. Alright, finish this guy off, please. You wanna get some shots off, or what? Yeah, and then we got that one over there, which we'll go ahead and put the pistol onto. Alright, you wanna take a guaranteed shot, please? Hopefully switching between primary and secondaries becomes a little bit less awkward. So there's one of the basic ones gone. You got 14 if you go here, yes, but I don't know if he's still gonna have options to do stuff. Insufficient to use. Okay, I want to move him there, but I can't. So just crouch for the moment. Alright. Who can you see? Can't see that guy. Oh, is unconscious a status? Interesting. Okay, apparently they still show up if they're unconscious. Good to know. So this is a bit less dire than I thought. So that guy's not suppressed anymore, so I... No. Okay, not what I meant to do. So we're just going to have her face over this way. And then what's this guy up to? Can he snipe this? Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty alright. I'd go so far as to say that was pretty decent. And yet they still were interesting. So I wonder if they'll get back up on their feet. Because it's basically implying that, yeah, they're still regenerating even while unconscious. This guy's about to pass out, so... Okay, I need him to continue sniping. Can the medic get to him before he dies? No. So he's gonna get over here. In fact, we might as well just go all the way up there. And let's see how the medical stuff works this time around. See, heal 34, 1 bleeding. Okay, so it actually tells you everything. Fantastic. So he's completely back in the game. Seems like the same half-health rule applies as before. We'll go ahead and get this guy over here. Since we just got the one engineer to deal with, really. We'll get this guy kind of going this way as well. Take that 100%. Yeah, the game's having a little bit of a hard time calculating sometimes. Can you LMG this guy? No, he's out of range. What is the range on this LMG exactly? Because it's... I mean, she can reach right there. Alright, whatever, just go for it. That one is suppressed and unconscious at the same time. He's taking a suppression nap. Yeah, that doesn't even have range to hit there. I was just kind of curious whether that 0% still maybe had a chance. Alright, he's going to go into the stun gas and hopefully just knock himself unconscious. I'm still counting maybe 3 or 4. Just kind of out there. This thing is such garbage. Perfect, so presumably... Is that unconscious or is that dead? That's the question. That one's unconscious. That one's unconscious. That one's unconscious. Good to know. Alright, we'll get the snipies reloaded. Some of these guys moving forward. I haven't noticed anyone freaking out and running away yet, which feels like a nice change. I'll get you reloaded. Gonna move you up hereabouts. And yeah, I would expect the morale system to be a bit more relevant. Now, judging by the fact that they have a stress meter when they're outside of the actual missions, I would take that to mean that they potentially might have some effects besides just panicking during a fight or something. So it might just be if they go in with, perfect morale, they'll still kind of carry through, but they might have future panic attacks or something like that. Right, no eyes on the UFO yet. Take some risky runs because I'm pretty sure they sent everything they had except for whoever's guarding the UFO. Alright. And I'm gonna go ahead and... buddy? Why are you doing unfortunate things to your rifle instead of moving? I don't know if anybody's seen his arm twitching there, but... that was weird. In fact, let me go ahead and save it, just on the off chance that something's going a little bit awry. Yes, yes, yes. And by the way, guys, if there's anything that you want to see tested, let me know. And I will do the whole testing thing. Alright, you go there. Now, I assume they will automatically use whatever weapons are at their disposal in order to reaction fire. Okay, so we'll see where everything is. Now, can you move, or are you just stuck in place? Yeah, I believe he might be stuck in place because he's on top of an unconscious guy. So, bit of testing. If you kill the unconscious guy, yeah, he can't fire. Right, no, that just made him do that. So yeah, he's unable to move if he stands on top of an unconscious guy. Well, Actually, is there? Where's the bug report button? Oh, he got up. I think. I just saw that move. No, he's still unconscious. So he probably was just twitching. It's okay, hang on. Report bug. I don't know if it's specifically like relegated to civilians, but yeah, it just caused him to sit here and do unfortunate things with his rifle. It's not the time for that, Mr. Gerhard. Not the time. Right, so he is effectively dead. Doesn't seem like we're gonna find a UFO down here. So these two are gonna be our more likely culprits. Now we got two more. What do we see? That guy's unconscious. That guy's unconscious. Well, fantastic. Thank you for letting me know. So presumably the UFO is going to be down here then? Oh, you know what? Actually, this won't have a UFO, will it? Because this was a raid. So presumably there's just one hiding somewhere. And can I get visual? Thank you. Does that mean that I have to take care of these guys? In fact, can I... Stun civilian, stun civilian, stun civilian. Okay, so there's three of them. If I pick him up... Mag rifles, okay. So can I just pick them up is the question. Alright. Yeah, they might actually have to be dead, so I'm going to try to pick up a couple of them and then just kill off the rest. No, it does say hidden movement, though. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Alright. And yeah, actually, these buttons aren't for the purposes of preventing you from, or rather, not using your TUs. Oh, what's up, Mr. Mans? Giving the doggy a hug and he doesn't know what to do? Look over here, little baby trying to hug a pug. Like, I don't understand, he's all round, I can't get a proper hug going here. Alright, so we'll just continue running around. Right now I'm going to run around pretty blindly because I want to find out whether or not... You know, whether they actually are out of units and we have to kill off the unconscious ones, or what exactly. Because there's a pretty decent possibility that we might have to. So I'm just going to go ahead and snipe these ones. We technically have one captured anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and assume for that. And there we go, we'll end the turn. Still says hidden movement during alien turn. What I should do is leave one person facing all of them and see if it still shows hidden movement. Alright, nothing there, nothing there. You will continue sniping these unconscious ones. I love how there's just a pile of them over here. Alright. Wow. They're literally unconscious in a pile on the ground and you can't hit them. Ah, that is impressive right there. Yeah, I think we might just have to beat the unconscious ones. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. So yeah, that's probably a limitation of right now. I'm not sure what that means for... Yeah, I'm not sure what that means for the guy that's currently standing on a pile of them. But we'll find out. Alright. I also don't know if there's a proper armor system in this one, or if they're just resisting things. Okay, so we should be able to see everything. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Okay. Gotcha. And then the last area to really check out would be over here, which there's really no reason why they wouldn't have attacked yet. But then again, you know, in development, so stuff will come up. I wouldn't expect a complete campaign or anything yet. Alright. So, you know, wouldn't be an XCOM like without some war crimes, I suppose. That, though, this is something that you saw in the original, too, wherein, like, upon firing once, since you usually would only select fire to fire once, but yeah. Potentially having some issues firing there. So yeah, he can't fire on that one because he's on top of it. Alright, there we go. He's fully dead. Before he was half dead. Now we know he is completely dead. And a little bit of lag. Alright. Yeah, it's definitely just those 3. Excuse me. What are you doing? Down. Calm yourself. Doggy's being all nervous over here. Alright. Let's move you there. Continue moving you here. Then you just keep doing your thing. Which is apparently missing to a pretty comical degree. Alright. You do your thing. Yeah, you're not going to have enough for burst shots anyway. Fine. Reload. And we'll have this guy go right here. Hopefully at point blank he's going to hit the ones on the ground. He might just be attacking the tile though, so it's more than likely our guy is just dead. So it's a realistic possibility. He is dead by glitch. Though again, I will take this glitch anytime. I was saying the other day, like some of the glitches in these games are bizarre, but all right, he's actually hitting the right one. Right, he did hit the right one, so perfect. But like again, one of those things that just always bugged me about the original was just the snipes out of nowhere. Like the times that there was just literally nothing you could do. And again, that's what makes me so glad about this dropship, that I'm hoping that will reduce those instances pretty dramatically. Because it just was so frustrating to have those moments where... Wait a minute, what? Oh, we got this other one's on the ground. Okay, whatever. We'll try to pick one of them up. Because I think as long as they're off the map, they count as gone. So we've already picked up one here. What kind is he? So he's just a regular old civilian. And then we've... Okay, we got a dead guy here. Stun civilian, stun civilian. Okay, so they might not be classed differently. Or all the basic ones might have died right there. Alright, are they civilian, 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 civilian? Yeah, they're just counted as civilian. Classes don't matter yet. Oh, and he's free! He is finally free. That was their real secret the whole time. Like, well, if we attack in big enough numbers, then they just won't be able to move. Which, I mean, fair point. Can't say it was the most effective strategy I've ever seen, but it worked. Alright, that's just going to be for that. What about with your rifle? Fair enough. We'll say that so far I'm not seeing much in terms of magic for the rifles here. They're very accurate, that's for sure. They're even more accurate than they used to be, which is saying something. But actually no, I would still rate them above LMG so far, but still hoping that LMG balance changes. Not being able to suppress your own guys though, that I hope sticks around. Oh no, oh no, is she standing? I think she might be standing on a dude. Yep, she is standing on a pile of stunned civilians. Ah, the weird stuff you run into. Okay, those ones are not quite alive. Well, I don't understand. Moving on. Yeah, so I guess we just have to knock out the ones that count as alive. Alright. Let's see, burst is 30. Yeah, go there, you might as well just burst them. Beautiful. These guys can't hit worth a crap. Okay. Not sure why you'd use that one, but okay. You might as well just keep using it. Yeah, pistol is definitely a better action utility than they used to. Because I think before they used to take like 15 to 20-ish in that particular scenario. Alright, you just keep doing your thing. These guys are crazy resilient. Glad to know he's nap suppressed. These little lag spikes I don't think are actually the game. They might just be stuff running in the background right now. Alright, and you can't get free yet, so I might as well have you reload and end the turn right there. Now, a future potential UI idea that I think would be pretty fun, this might just not work because it's not how the numbers work, but it would be cool to see... Actually, wait a minute. Huh. You know, they have a little green bar right there. I wonder if that's actually the same thing I was about to ask about, which is just like they're just a bar showing the odds of survival. Like if it's like it is right there, that this guy has a small chance of coming back, then the others got owned so hard that there's no chance for them at all. Man, I hope that's what that is. I'd be so happy if that's what that is. I always wanted that in the other one. Alright, so what do we have pile-wise? We have that guy and we have that guy. Beautiful. That missed. Alright, you go ahead and burst him. And let's end another turn, and maybe just have you shoot at this guy. Maybe do a little bit of crouching. Can you potentially move while crouching is the question. No, that just stands you back up. Worth a try. Just go ahead and call that the bastard glitch. Kind of reminds me of Battle of the Bastards. Alright, and... whatever, take another little snipey snipe here. Get rid of his nap suppression. Alright, one more gone. Which just leaves that one. I'ma get you guys! Just let me take my nap first. And yeah, these shadows look a whole lot better with the graphics turned up. I was hoping to deal with lag a little bit. I think, yeah, I'm starting to think that the lag wasn't anything to do with the graphics right now. And yeah, it seems to automatically switch to your sidearm when you're closer, and/or it's just a better choice. Is that him dead? Maybe. Okay, there we go. It's doing a little bit of lag, so presumably that's it. Completed! Yeah, I like the way that the UI is changing for this one to go for. I would describe it as kind of like an almost Jagged Alliance kind of feel, like with everything looking kind of grainy but also kind of smooth, somewhat minimalist, but there's still a good bit of information flying around. Like again, it makes me think of the Jagged Alliance remake in terms of the good parts of it. Let's be honest, that remake had a ton of crap to it, but in terms of the good elements, like visually speaking, the aesthetic kind of makes me think of something like that. But yeah, so we know that for sure. Let's see if we technically captured that stunned one, because it seems like if they're stunned and they go down, they still don't count as dead. But if they die afterwards, they still count as something like that. Yes, we got captured. 26 captured civilians. God dang, we did pretty all right on that. Sheesh. Wait, but there were only 7 of 9, but there definitely were more than 9 there. Were there really only 9? I don't know, but either way, we got it. We somehow fought 9, killed 7 of them, captured 26 of them, and still somehow killed 10 of them. I think the numbers aren't quite there yet, but you know. That's funny. It's funny how they also have this right here just to remind you of like, hey, look, here's all these stats you don't have anymore. Yeah, so everybody's accuracy's going up, especially Snipey Boy over here. Seems like it's either a +1 or +2 or a +0, so that seems good. And yeah, that is Sergeant Major. Yeah, I started watching Catch 22 the other day. Maybe we can get a major. Yeah, magnetic weapons. We'll go pop them. Yes! Okay, good. So they've... I'm liking that they're doing that too, that they've actually got different damage types going on. At least a more regular version of different damage types. And yeah, end game. So presumably, yeah, this is just the total timer on the demo. Another probe. Go, Falcon! You can do it! You believe in your birdie powers. Oof, except we can't deal with that one. I'm sorry, your birdie powers will be more necessary than ever. Alright. Select new target, you go over there. At least get one of them. He might run out of gas before he actually gets there. Just go ahead and auto-resolve it, because it seems like auto-resolves are just a guaranteed win right now. So let's see this. So it doesn't seem like armor is actually getting built. I remember reading something about a bug like that, which is unfortunate, but oh well. So we'll go ahead and assign some of these here, as they're all getting trained up to corporal, it seems like. Yeah, I like that system. That works. Also, interesting how they updated the look for all the characters this time around. That they seem a lot less. I don't even know what you'd call it, but either way, they seem pretty awesome. Also, interesting, you actually can sell your captured dudes. So that right there is some fantasticness. So yeah, pretty decent value on all those too. So there's definitely some value to be had out of that. Good to see. Good to see. All right, that's fine. Let's go to your loadout here. And yeah, we definitely had some of these built, but they weren't getting built. Or actually, no, there we go. There we go. Alright, so we got 30% kinetic resistance, 20% thermal, 20% shock. Nothing for psionic, so there's proper psionic defense this time around. I think it was Wolf and above that gave psionic defense before. Nothing in terms of explaining what the stress stat does exactly. She's a little bit over, so we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so we did definitely get these built. So we'll see how good this does. I mentioned this before, but basic armor still barely did anything in the original. It's like you really had to go all the way up to Predator to really have some decent odds of surviving. And even then, more often than not, you just got sniped anyway. At least on insane. Like if you're on easy or normal or something like that, you tended to survive pretty. You know, you tended to take one or two extra shots for the most part. It was like per tier was about how many extra shots you could take. So there we go. We'll get rid of those. Stun grenades seem to have done their job pretty well, so I'll just get rid of the shots right there. I wonder if they're actually gonna have like a full-on armor system. Because if you didn't know, like Xenonauts did have an armor system in the game. It just didn't always utilize it. Like it typically was used on Androns. And oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot to check how stun grenades work. Should probably pick up one of those. There we go. He's gonna be a little bit slower, but that's fine. They're all slow as hell anyway. It's funny that they're all actually standing at attention now instead of the old like slouching type thing, which I'm honestly gonna miss the slouch a little bit because what I was going through and which should technically be possible to do in this one too. I was going through and just replacing all their pictures with funny stuff. So I don't know if we can turn one of these into Goodest Boy Doggo or something. Don't know, but I think we have time for one more here. Actually, you know what? Let me airstrike it. No, actually, no. We're gonna go mission planning. Go send them out. The next one that comes around, I want to airstrike though, because I want to see if it does anything different. Let's got our placeholder transition animation. Yeah, expect it to improve a lot, like they're saying there. It's definitely stuff's gonna change. I mean, for this phase, it's looking real good, I think. Like, I'm excited to see how they develop all this, and I'm really glad to actually have the opportunity to go through and test all of it and stuff like that. So it should be good times. Curious to see if there's any updates coming in the forums that they've mentioned. So if you didn't know, there are actually 3 different versions of this out right now. That they have the Steam version, the GOG version, and then the Xola version. So Xola is the one for folks that didn't make it into the original Kickstarter. Like for example, in my case, I only found out there was a Kickstarter several months after it ended, and then had several more months where surprisingly I didn't have a spare $20 for a very very long time. But yeah, ultimately they have that Xola version. So let's see. Yeah, 23 hours ago was the last updated version. And alright, I will be right back. Alrighty, and back. So probably gonna have time for maybe one more thing here. It seems like they have proper helmets with these uniforms now. And yeah, I still keep expecting to be able to zoom in a little bit farther and take a look at everything. Because I don't know if everything's actually 3D models. Like, it seems... Yeah, it seems like everything should be 3D models. And it's honestly just a force of habit that I'm not actually looking around normally here. Okay, so we got map edge. Looks like on both these sides, so here should be a safe spot for you. Yeah, a little bit of a error message off in the background there. Doing this a little bit faster. A little bit faster now. Doing this a little bit backwards, because I'm putting all my full range people up in the front. It seems like the hedges have made a comeback, though this does seem like a better variant of them. Hopefully you can actually get through the hedges this time around. That was one of those things that didn't always work for me originally, but again, personal taste. I cannot stress that enough. A lot of that was personal taste. Yeah, another random error message. Error messages, what's going on? What are you trying to tell me? Okay, let's move you here. Let's move you here. See which side gets ambushed and immediately dies. That guy's almost certainly dead because I have him right in the open, but it's okay. We want to test out how well their new armor works. Ah, they're people from the 70s. Wonder if we can get far enough to run into Androns yet. Also, there are no stats, so I don't know if the shotguns still have their reaction multiplier. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna assume these are little mans. Alright, let's put you probably here-ish. Nope, not little at all. Probably should have gone for the stun instead of the shotgun. Just take the shot anyway, come on. Don't give me that. Don't want all that sass. So yeah, it does look like you can at least take down the hedges. Can you walk over them? That does look like a walkable tile. Perfect. Okay. So first off, we want him in stun. So let's put you here. In fact, let's see if we can flashbang. I want to see what these do now. They donk over that way, that's what they do. Okay, so yeah, let's move you here-ish. Gonna get you out of the way. Let's move you here. Throw one of these happy dealies over in his direction. Can we aim these a little bit higher? No. Okay, so it seems like you are actually landing the actual landing spot this time around. So turn that off. What's up? Stuffing things. What's up with you? There we go. That seems to do the job. Let's go ahead and put him over this way. Yeah, I think it's because it's been running a little while. And we're getting all this lag all of a sudden. Alright, 229s wouldn't be enough to get him. So I think what we're going to want to do is double up on the smoke. I don't know if double density smoke is still a thing that applies. There we go. We'll assume that it does. Put you into somewhat cover over here. And let's see, is that going to be enough for you to still fire? No, but there will be. Okay. That's fine. Then we'll just put you on reaction fire. And you probably do the same. There we go. Dead. Very dead. What? Okay, so lizard guy should be dead now. Or at least should be unconscious. Something else I'd like to see is if holding a UFO for 5 turns still actually ends it. Okay, actually no, the gas dissipated. Not gonna work. Yeah, he might be able to take a shot from there. Alright, take your one shot. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, aim shots with the shotties are real strong right now. It's like shotties in general, I think, have been the most impressive. Shotties, SMGs, and sniper rifles have been kind of the top tier, as far as I can tell. So I guess not terribly far from the original in that respect. The ground seems to have disappeared. Yeah, it seems like we're getting missing grass textures. There we are. See, that guy should be done. You can go over here. Seems like double-clicking interrupts their run now. Do I want to have somebody run around this side? Absolutely not. And that is exactly why. So why don't you go ahead and run back. Okay, good. Good. This is something that I really wanted from the original. Which is if you see something, that it stays revealed till the end of your turn. Like right now I have nobody facing in that direction, but it kind of got annoying because you would go out, you would see where somebody is, and then you'd get interrupted, like let's say you had to go change a diaper or something. Then you'd come back and it's like, okay, what friggin' tile were they on? Which, yes, it's an oddly specific issue, but it's something that, you know, had been corrected way back in, like, friggin' 1990 whatever. So, you know, worth fixing. Okay. Don't shoot. I said please don't. Yeah, I think the armor might have saved him there. He didn't take a bleeding hit out of that, which I guess makes sense. I'm noticing that when they had the mag rifles, they had a lot more bleeding type stuff going on. So it's my assumption that, yeah, they're going to have thermal stuff, maybe potentially do a lot less bleed. Which would be, I mean, you'll hear no complaints from me on that one. Alright. Well, Mr. Pavel, we are going to go ahead and just show you the door the moment you get home, but okay, for now, you just keep trying. I'm not sure how you managed to fail 3 70% rolls, like, right friggin' there. We'll let Shotgun Guy finish that off in a moment. We'll assume that's relatively safe, because they haven't bum rushed us there yet. Alright, he'll go here. Get you to about there. Alright. Then I need to figure out... There we go. You're the shoddy. Beautiful. So another thing I want to see. If you pick this up... actually, I think I'll have the other guy use it, because LMG is seemingly completely worthless. If he picks it up, what are the odds that it's actually going to be decent, or are we still getting crazy penalties like before? Alright, this one's unconscious, so go ahead and finish him off. Now he's not unconscious anymore. And we'll end the turn right there. Hi, Lizardmans! Please stop, Mr. Lizardmans. Seriously, those LMG. Oh, I know it'll get better. I know they'll do much better later, but man. That thing got neutered so hard compared to the original. Because yeah, if you're seeing this and you haven't played original Xeno, like, the original LMG was twice as many shots with, like, twice as much accuracy. About the same damage, give or take. So, like, the first one could do about 250, which is the highest, I believe the highest or second highest, like, not counting the final Praetor, HP count that you could get on any infantry. Like, look how much better the shotties are. That is embarrassing. But, okay, again, early version, so don't take that to mean anything. So we're going to go drop this over here. I'm hoping that there will be an infinite void to drop stuff, so you can actually drop stuff in a pile. Let's go pick this up. We're going to test out also if that rule on reloads still applies. Okay, no, it does look like you can reload it. Okay, no TUs to move it, that's fine. Yeah, originally, until you research them, you couldn't actually reload them. Which, on one hand, kinda, sorta okay. On the other, less so. Alright. He's still gonna have plenty of things to move, makes it 100. Yeah, they're not gonna have any... Oh, do you throw your ball in the guinea cage? Here you go. What do you say? You're welcome. It's okay. Alright, so we'll put him right there in defense. We'll put you around here. Yeah, the improved sightlines, that's probably the biggest thing for me on this one right now. Like, there seem to be a lot of good improvements, but just, like, the fact that you know who's going to be able to see where. That's a really solid one. Alright, so it looks... Yeah, you're pretty much drained on points. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. But yeah, there's a lot of good quality of life stuff coming out of this right now. If you throw anything else in there, I'm not getting it for you. I said no. Alright, so there's gonna be something down that way. Wait, what? This one has come back to life, it seems. Okay. He is re-dead. So, we'll assume that's fine. Alright, let's put you there. It doesn't seem... She might have taken some stuff there from the stun. It's unclear. Okay. Let's go ahead and take another 100% out of you. Beautiful. Don't die! You seem to have the most useful weapon. Alright. Because, yeah, the main thing that seems to be lacking with regard to those is just they don't have raw damage. Alright, we'll put you here, put you in a bit of a crouch, and see how good this position actually is. Because I just want to know. Alright, so I'm moving here. Not a lizard. Yeah, please, please, please keep this thing where the sightlines are always available. It's like, I know there will be that those folks that come in like, oh man, it's not hardcore enough. It doesn't immediately disappear the second you stop looking at it. Like, oh, why does it become some sort of thing for plebs all of a sudden? Please keep that sightline thing. It's so convenient. And it doesn't do anything negative. Although, like, that seems to come up with every game, though. Like, when there was the Quality of Life mod that came out for SOTS the Pit, And just all these people complaining about the fact that the UI actually showed you crap you had to manually go through the inventory for. Like, oh no, it ruins the balance. It's for newbies now. It's like, it's the exact same freaking balance. It just takes less time to do monotonous bullcrap. And so finally they just had to like give in and they just gave him a button. Like, here's the button for making everything more difficult. It's not more fun, it's just more annoying. Alright, is this guy back to life again? Yes. Lizard, be dead, please. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I'm actually liking these absurdly hardy civilians right now. Like, they were tough before, but right now they are just the maximum of everything that is beef. They're gonna have one hell of a suppression rating to justify that. But I guarantee you they'll be buffed. There's no way they're gonna leave it like that. Like, that's not to say the original wouldn't have missed at that range, but oof. Like, again, I know I say this a lot, but hopefully something similar to XDiv happens. Wait, did I not hit the end turn button? I thought I did. But just basically where you can fire 2 bursts if you're standing still, or you can fire a 6-shot burst if you move. That seemed to be a pretty solid balance. Like, they were still behind some heavier weapons and that kind of thing, but they still were useful as kind of the go-to suppression weapon. Ooh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if reaction modifiers are actually a thing yet. Because snipers almost never reaction fire. I say while having a clip of like 4 of them reaction firing at once, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Alright, I think this guy finally chose to give up. Kiddo, what are you doing? Are you gonna go for a ride in the wagon? Is that what we're planning on? Alright, go for it. Whatever floats your boat. Right, let's drop this thing somewhere. Can I throw this away without any drama? I hope this this expands to like just a lot. Just expand it everywhere. Because yeah, I'd love to be able to throw that thing on the ground, but I can't. Can I just not pick anything up? Okay, I gotta put it there, and then... Can I just not put it in the belt from here? Yeah, I guess I just can't put it in the belt yet. Okay, can't load that way. Don't have enough to use to reload. Alright, that's fine. It'll improve. It'll improve. No judgment. Yeah, that being able to fire and move utility, though, it's beautiful. Baby shenanigans still in progress? Yes. They are still running around doing everything all over the place. Here we go. Let's just slap this sucker on here. By the way, how's it going there, Beal? I mean, they're still running around here, so if I suddenly like exit out and shut it off, that's why. Alright, should get a good shot on that, but we still got to deal with this boy wherever he is. That's not blue. What color is that? That's red. Good job. Alright. So let's pick this guy. And I want him to throw a stun over here, so a little bit of lag spike. I'm not sure why we can't see this guy, because I'm pretty sure he was over here. So we'll go ahead and chuck that over here. He might actually be outside now that I think about it. Alright, well in that case, Snipey's dead, more than likely. Unless we move you up here. So, there we go. That should be a decent spot. And then we're going to have this one kind of go about this way. Yeah, the having an access to extra points thing, I'm loving this. This is definitely the way that these games should be. Like, the thing was, I believe one of the original complaints that I saw a while ago was things like, you know, people wanted something a bit more realistic than original XCOM and all that kind of thing, which, yeah, it served that purpose, but one of the ways that people were wanting to see that done is through less points that were available for stuff. And this was a discussion that came over as far as XDiv stuff the other day, because oh yeah, you go through that stun gas, you put yourself to sleep. But basically, what had come up there was just that the whole reason that they'd given them extra points was just so you can do that extra scouting, because there's nothing more frustrating than like, okay, I know there's a guy right there, I just don't know exactly what tile he's on. So you want to have them, poke their head out real quick and take a look, and then they take one step, and it's like, oh, you're at 80% of your points. You get 20% reaction, but they're carrying a shotgun, so they've got like 30% reaction. Or you take one extra step, and it's scaling up higher and higher, and then you just get somebody insta sniped out of nowhere because they peeked their head out for 1 second and they were psychic and knew you would be there. So they just instantly die there. Oh, hang on, 1 sec. Alrighty, that was a bit more. Yeah, instantly back to baby shenanigans. Let's see. Just got on this first thing I saw. Yeah, so far this is pretty awesome. Like they've changed a bunch of stuff. Have you tried this yet? The demo. And I'm calling it a demo because I'm pretty sure you can't beat it yet. But yeah, so far I'm really loving a lot of the changes that they made to it. Yeah, I mean he's gonna get 2 shots anyway. God, shotguns, man, they're so good. It's like just compare. Okay, so far I definitely have to say all the rapid fire stuff, aside from SMGs, just feels pretty pitifully weak. Like especially LMGs are kind of a shadow of their former self right now. But man, shotties and snipers are just absolutely wrecking these days. Like as if they didn't wreck hard enough before. And I'm assuming, I would assume that one of the complaints that they might have had for shotties before is just that they didn't get that first shot. So in a lot of cases, like you'd have them sitting, and it would take just slightly more than 1 shot, so you'd basically have 2 of them lined up. And it worked, I suppose. But yeah, in this case, if you're getting 4 shots, you can easily get over 100 damage just off a base weapon here, which is good. Like again, with these ones, it's always nice when basically everything's universally overpowered instead of being slightly underpowered, because there's just nothing more frustrating than that. Having said that, I finally beat that insane campaign. Kind of tossing up in the air whether I want to actually do a stream of that at some point. Because I'll be honest, by the end of it, it did require using, if you didn't know, the Control Q thing, which is if you launch the game from the kind of developer console kind of thing, it plays the same, but you can put in some extra commands to do different stuff. And one of them is basically to launch one of those like aerial view things you get during terror missions, except you can just kind of do that at any point. So, like, finally, I think I got to. Let's see, had just beaten a terror carrier, or let's see, had gotten a carrier, had gotten a dropship, had done a few terror missions on there, and I think all I needed was a Praetor by that point. And then yeah, by that point in the game, I was just like, okay, there is no money to do anything. Everybody gets insta sniped, even in Predator armor. It would be nice to have say, that whole satellite imagery thing actually showing up sometime before the fight's already over. So yeah, ultimately just kept kind of limited it. So I think I was doing like every 3 turns or so. Which, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's what it should have been. Because it's a useful thing. It's not terribly broken, but it would be really, really nice. Actually, I was hoping to run into a Terra mission in this, because they mentioned that they do exist. So I was hoping to find out how the aerial kind of view thing works at this point. So you just played XCOM on Steam? Yeah, I'm not sure how the point costs are going for this one right now. They might potentially be a locked point cost. Because basically the system that they usually run off of is that your turn units are mostly useful for getting around and moving inventory. But then once it comes to your actual shots, it's a set percentage, which so far for this one it seems like set amounts for shooting. I don't know if that's going to stay. I would assume that'll change, because I've never seen that not be the case. Just because then you sometimes get completely broken stuff, like being able to fire 6 times, per round or whatever. Which honestly is not so bad. It looks really weird, and potentially could also mean that some of the aliens scale super weird. But I'd say the main upgrade from this one, from like after Xeno 1 and after the old XComs and everything else, is seriously just the sightlines. The fact that that unlike all of those, it seems like if you're able to shoot, the other guy's able to shoot, kind of situation. Because there was just nothing more frustrating, in my opinion. Also, I wonder if you turn off the Overwatch block on the med kit, I wonder if they'll just heal anybody that's running by. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, like if it was, to some degree, it's realistic. Like you can't fire. Like, let's say there's some little tiny bit of debris in your way, but they had a shot on your leg or something. Which, okay, that's fine. But at the same time, it's also very frustrating because in most cases it's not properly conveyed, so you don't really know why you can't fire, but they can. Like I was mentioning this earlier, but the best example I can think of is always the dropship. Because how many times have you put somebody in the back of the dropship and thought, hey, they'll be safe back here, and then they just die, and they never see who took the shot or why anybody else. So it was just basically 2 tiles in the back of the dropship that were just instant death. Especially on Terra missions and things like that. So we've got a traveling storage pod here that's decided to invade. Also, armor seems to be working a little bit better. Like, I can't say for sure it's all well and good, but still. Also another thing that especially the mod folks would probably appreciate a lot this time around is it seems like you can actually chisel away at the walls of the UFO. So for anyone else that wanted to sit with like 20 HMGs and just the periphery and completely lay into the thing, well, there you go. Actually, you know what? That might be potentially what HMGs are supposed to be balanced for this one. That would actually make a lot of sense. Because they don't suppress terribly well, but they do seem to blow through doors with a little effort. Yeah, that could be it. So we'll just get everybody over here. And while I haven't seen it crash yet, I'll go ahead and save just in case. And yeah, just a reminder, if there's anything that you want to see tested or you have a question about, go for it. We'll test it out. That's what we're here for. This is essentially live testing and, reporting in any bugs that we find and all that kind of fun stuff. And apparently you still have camera movement while it's their turn. That I like. Alright. See if we can make the HMG actually do something good here. And please, 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 developers, let us zoom in a little bit more. I want to see more of these amazing textures and stuff. Even if it doesn't look terribly pretty, I just want to be able to see it. Oh, kiddo, hang on, hang on, hang on. It's alright. What's up? What you doing? Yeah. Oh yeah? You dropped a ball in there? You need help? Okay. What do you say? Well, no, not, whatever, close enough. We're supposed to be saying thank you, so we're like, oh, no, please. Whatever, it'll work, it'll work. Okay. Let's stick... Yeah, I'd like to stick Snipey over there, but it seems like they've got the whole move and shoot thing going for them. It feels like their TU balance so far is more... Whoa, what are we screaming for? It seems closer to civilian, or not civilian, Cesian leaders from the from X1 or Xeno 1. Now, is door glitch still a thing? No, maybe. Okay, no, door glitch is not still a thing. It probably wouldn't be a thing. It seems like we might have gotten a few of the tiles on the inside. What I'm talking about for door glitch, by the way, there was a thing that you used to be able to do where you would aim at the door. Actually, let's see if we can still do it. Nice chuck there, Noodle Arms. Let's try that again. There we go. Oh, we actually might have gotten it. Okay. We'll find out soon. Find out soon. But yeah, the idea is that, yeah, you aim at the door and then you get some stun gas and things like that on the opposite side. So you can knock out defenders that way. And it was always kind of unclear whether that was an actual feature or if that was a bug. Alright, let's get that door blown open. Man, HMG. Don't quit your day job. Let's move you here. Another thing that it seems to be a little bit more, I guess, reliable since cover's more reliable. This whole thing of surrounding the UFO in decent cover and being relatively confident that you're not going to get sniped. That's another thing that seems to be a bit more present, just because cover's just more effective in general. So if there is an X division for Xeno 2, I would imagine that it won't need as much of an armor system, just because cover's actually doing its job. Because if you didn't know, it does seem like when it comes to X div, part of the reason that they had so many effective armor options was to deal with that annoyingness of getting sniped out of cover all the time. Like, especially when you're standing behind a heavy wall or something like that, and you're like, no, my bullet curved around the corner. What do you mean it's not fair? But then at the same time, you could cheese the hell out of the AI with the same exact thing. Alright. Let's keep firing at this door. There we go. Yeah, we did get some inside. He made the mistake of using the same weapon. Alright, that's sketchy, but presumably this got damaged. What are you doing? How's it going, Jumpin' Bean? Oh, yeah? Alright. Dude, come on. There we go. Alright, so they should be safe. It seems like we got some potential shots over here. That seems to be doing the job. So, like, that guy, for example, seems to have the same firing efficiency from before, and I guarantee you, in the original, he would have just gotten completely wrecked right there. So we're going to get this one close in case they decide to charge out. Same with these ones. And in fact, it seems very likely they're going to try to charge out of this direction, so we're going to put them right here. Yeah, have them go ahead and take a crouch. Yeah, they should be blocked from that direction. And there we go. It seems like you can still tell where folks are from their regeneration ticks, though. Though that's probably why they make them trigger before instead of after. Yeah, see, definitely. Definitely cover and armor doing their job a lot better. Yeah, just go ahead and take that aim shot. Decent enough. Oof. Okay. Still a whole lot more believable. Although their cover just got freaking vaporized. Right. Right. 25% chance of friendly fire there, but yeah, thankfully it missed. Now, what if this counts as destroyed? Okay, I've got an aim shot here. Might as well take it. Yeah, this feels nicer. A lot nicer. Because yeah, again, I know I'm repeating myself a lot here, but originally it was just like, there is cover here. There is 50% chance to just shoot through cover. So it's just there. So like right here, it's firing those shots, and it's basically telling you that there is a chance to hit that cover, but that stuff is in the way. He's shooting out from above the tire. So feels nice. Feels nice. Feels good, man, if it were. Or as it were. We're going to have him stand up now, because he's got a few more points. I'd like to have him charge around the corner. We might actually have one that's knocked out from the stun gas. Because I'm seeing 3 enemy ticks. Alright. Having him around the corner, probably a bad idea. Okay. That wasn't ideal. Should I go for stun gas? Very yes. And yeah, they're using ballistic stuff, so this armor's actually doing its job. He's dead, though. So we know how good it can be. Now, will this shot be allowable? No. That one should be. Alright. Yeah, we had one that was just absorbed by the armor. Okay. Yeah, these guys are sturdy, though. And this is really, like, this... Wait, he's invisible! Invisibilians! There we go. I assume they get, like, a current screenshot or something. But, yeah, that's hilarious. Alright, you still got shots in that thing? Yeah, you do. Yeah, if, now that I know that they're just kind of invisible, I'm probably going to want to go for some stun gas. This one's probably going to get taken out by the snipers. Yeah, he's finally suppressed. You know, I think it seriously feels like a health threshold for them, as for when they get suppressed. And it definitely feels like these shots are entirely based off of, what's it? Words are difficult today. That thing is such garbage. What was I saying? I think I just reload it. Yeah, the shots are definitely just based on a hard count instead of actually deciding how much it would be based off percentages. Because, like, for example, the rifles were 65% for burst, if I recall correctly. And then they used to be 30% for burst in, like, ye old XCOM. Actually, no, wait, I think it was 35% for burst. Still suppressed, buddy. Why do you take so many shots to die? Alright, this one should be able to take 2. Thank you, Ultimate Sniper of Absolute Ridiculousness. Oh, he's out of shots, actually. Well, I guess switch over to your SMG and hope for the best. I don't know. Burst fire! That one had the stun grenade, I believe. Okay. Okay, I think they're using SMGs is why that's bouncing off of armor so well. Yeah, this feels good. Defensively, it feels great, and I hope that trend continues. It also seems like whether there's more enemies firing at a thing or who knows what exactly, it seems like there is some manner of bonus going on when it comes to their shot percentages over time. I think those two might actually be spawned on top of another. That might be why they're invisible. Alright. Moving on. This feels great right now. Like this, I can believe this a lot more than Xeno 1. And again, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore Xeno 1. Like, you can probably tell by the fact that I've done over 100 parts of that, but still, I just feel like clarifying. But so far, I'm seeing all this as an improvement. Yeah, armor seems to be doing its job. Cover is doing its job. Shotgun's working overtime. I'm gonna have to go read through the forums, see what kind of stuff people are saying about this. Yeah, seeing, just kind of taking a look into the stuff people are saying. But yeah, tooltips are apparently coming up in future builds. Allowing soldiers level up strength is something that'll get added at some point. So yeah, apparently strength training will be possible. There was somebody complaining about how the armory screen's laid out, but see if you had a list of suppliers. Oh, I think they're trying to say as far as stuff that you have on the ship. I forgot to check. Supposedly, you could. Somebody was telling me a while ago. I don't know how accurate this is, but supposedly you could load up your dropship. Now, did we get any revives? No, I don't see any revives. So I'm gonna have to ask how the revive system works in this. So yeah, it does seem like it goes up to +2 because some of these guys really like went crazy on how much they actually participated. So yeah, the +2 seems to be the maximum. Definitely no complaints about that. Why did we get 13 captured civilians out of that? It seems weird that we're getting so many captures. Again, there were 8 in total. 7 died. One presumably got knocked unconscious or something, which I'm guessing is just possible now. I always assumed that they couldn't get knocked unconscious by stray bullets because of like old-timey rules and stuff like that. So nanothread. I think we want a Lenium back on top of the list there. The heavy launcher is the grenade launcher. That was there in earlier versions. Yeah, we'll just put a Lenium up there. Hire a couple more folks. Yeah, we still have no more hires for the month. I think the entire month might actually be, there might only be 1 month. Just kind of based on how quickly that's going up. Alright, we got some side missions flying around. No, wait, there we go. No, that's just the total funding report, I think. Okay, completed the work on combat armor. Sure. Shields! There we go! There are shields. Definitely make shields. I want to see how those work. So make like 10 of them suckers. Although, seeing as we have to make them... I wonder. Alright, you're training. Let's get you in there. What do the shields actually look like right now? Alright, yeah, we can put stun batons in there. So we already know what their animation looks like, and that, well, it's a little goofy, to be honest. So presumably it's just going to take the spot of the primary. I guess we'll find out. Alright, laser weapons. Definitely put that way up there. It's interesting that Millennium gives you laser weapons now. This is definitely seeming like kind of old-timey XCOM, which I always figured some things, for example, like units getting knocked out from random shots and things like that. I assumed the whole reason that you didn't end up seeing more of that was just because it would have been considered too close to the original legally. Okay, got a fighter. So I think the last thing I'm going to do is, you know, since we're not doing this too seriously right now. Okay, fuel exhausted. What? Okay, I don't know what just happened. I guess it flew over there, got chased, and then came back. So what I want to do right now, since I kind of got to wrap up here time-wise, I want to let this go all the way up to endgame. They're doing another raid. Airstrike -20. Do I not have 20 reputation to spend on this? Ooh, and they even tell you what's over there. Okay, 7 soldiers. Oh. Yeah, we'd probably die on that one anyway. I don't know why we can't just airstrike it. But yeah, I'm not expecting... I'm going to save it right here. Because this is where we'll continue on next time. But I want to let it run all the way to endgame. And then we'll kind of continue on whenever we continue on with this. I think I'm going to do one of these for every mission, as it were. Or every update, sorry. Okay, yeah, this is really cool. So you are getting some basic data on them. We don't know for absolutely certain. Let's go ahead and send that one out. Seems like putting it at 4 times speed is just not a good idea. Okay, we got laser rifles, laser pistols. I like the new looks. It looks pretty awesome. I'm not sure why this is shining a light right up into there, but that's still pretty cool. Nice little bulky battery on this thing. Laser support. Aircraft lasers. Well, first thing it tells me, definitely get aircraft lasers. Like, all in all, I feel like the research queue should just always be going, but then you just have an option for how to move stuff. It would be fantastic for being able to, in order to be able to just, like, drag and drop these, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, down the road it might. Alright. And by the way, if you're wondering what the air game looked like, if you weren't here for the earlier bit, it kind of looks a little bit like this. It's kind of funky looking. Hi there, Mr. Panman, and hello there, ProCow. So yeah, we were just about wrapped up here. But yeah, basically you tell them a relative distance to get to. Then you can pause it at any given time. And then you basically tell them, like, okay, I want you to get really close, so they will try to do so. They will attempt to dodge based off the plane's stats, as I understand. So like right there, they're at a pretty far distance. They can't necessarily get close to the fire just yet. Of course, that guy keeps taking faraway snipes. So it's more, you know, board gamey than some of the other ones. So it seems like they have a movement phase and a firing phase. Kind of, what does this remind me of? Alright, you can just stay right there, actually. getting all up in his face. He probably won't be able to win it. I don't think even if every one of his shots hits, he'd be able to do it. He's got about... Yeah, he'd need every single shot to hit in order to win this. I don't really know how this thing's missing right now. Yeah, he doesn't have enough shots to win it. Yeah, and then it gets shot down. But alright, that's fine. Like I said, right now we're... Oh, but deterred, though. Okay, so that's actually a thing that can happen. So it seems like you can't just properly scare him off now. So that's probably going to be out of commission. Yeah, getting replaced in, looks like 3 hours somehow. So we're just going to leave that as is. I know we're going to lose the campaign for this, but I want to see if the end game is actually just end game. Right, Interceptor laser lance. Ooh, we actually have to make these now. Alright, so original Xeno, you basically just got those. And yeah, they're working on a queue instead of anything else. We'll temporarily move that up. Alright. And then you can stock... Oh, I see. That's a workshop. Okay, so if we take one of those off radar, then we staff them right there. Okay, that's awesome. That's really cool. And then, yeah, you just basically slot in your engineers. Again, it seems like they're taking nice little nods from all over the place. They're doing nice little bits and pieces here and there. Like the whole engineer staffing thing looks like a far simpler and quicker version of what, say, XCOM 2 does. We've got kind of again, similar thing with the kind of away missions, which a few games have done. Would you like to give them orders? Yes, make some laser rifles. Because I will say if those get produced, then I'd like, that's something I'd like to do. Alright, but it doesn't look like workshop engineers are getting properly allocated yet. So we're not really getting any bonuses for that. Nano threat armor! Yeah, definitely placeholder. I'm pretty sure we haven't gotten a wolf yet. Actually, I think that might be buzzard. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, that's probably the equivalent of Jackal or something like that. Either way, tier 2. Okay, there we go. Terror Sight. So now we know exactly what they do. So we'll just go ahead and send whoever out there. There we go, they're on the ship. I just want to see how these look now. So this is probably going to be a loss. It's almost guaranteed to be a loss. Again, not even preparing for it, really. Another thing that I'm liking, that it looks like they potentially brought over from XDiv and or just meant to do it originally. I know in a lot of cases it's sounding like I'm being kind of negative in terms of like, oh man, here's this mod that did all this stuff. No, just like in terms of little neat things that it seems like folks would have liked, that they wanted to bring along. Like, you got severe penalties. I think it was like negative 30% accuracy or something like that for using an alien weapon before you researched it. And then I think it went down to negative 15 or something like that after you did. Like, I forget, like, don't quote me on that. It's something like that, but point being, you just never wanted to pick them up unless it was like a pistol and point-blank range. Like, there was almost never a reason for you to do so. Because the pistols are really good, the rifles would almost never hit. The shotgun, the shotguns and cannons, sure. Cannons were also super inaccurate, but still, you could do some stuff with them. But any dang ways, it's looking like they've got normal accuracy this time around. And it's looking, I don't know what the backstory is on this. I haven't fully read into it or any of that. Again, I was expecting to just kind of go into the game once it actually launched blind, and then I found out that there was an opportunity to get into the early developments and everything else, so naturally was pretty excited about that. But any dang ways, so... Right, loading 99%. We're apparently getting into a nice heavy mission here. Again, I'm loving that it's telling you stuff right off the bat. It definitely feels like a more modern game and all that kind of thing. Just because you are actually having some reconnaissance going into the whole thing. It's one thing that honestly the series does need to do a bit more, because they've always had that thing where it's just like a dedicated building to like, oh, we scanned the UFO and we know what's in there. Instead of like, what happened to all them satellites? What happened to all our recon planes and drones and everything? What are they all doing during this invasion? You know? Like the original Xeno, it made sense, but then they confirmed that like, yeah, they've got reconnaissance planes, they just only use them 20 missions into a terror mission. Or 20 turns into a terror mission, which is just like, everyone's dead by then. You know, it's already over by that point. Usually the winner's already decided by around turn 3 or 4, so what the hell are we doing around turn 20? But, anywho, yeah, we've already accidentally found that we spawned in with a different dropship for one of the mission types, which is kind of funny. I'm hoping that that's maybe the tier 2 or something like that. It looks exactly like the sub. Well, I guess not exactly, but it looks really similar, or at least inspired by the sub from Terror from the Deep. So there we go. It's 100%. That last percent was just loading forever. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Okay, we did come with our little airplane. Alright, taking bets now. How many turns do we actually last? 1, 2, half of 1. All die from reaction fire upon stepping out of the dropship. What are we looking at here? Alright, so we've got Scion. Now, we know the other ones are relatively resilient, by the way. Sound of flute in the background intensifies. Okay, fantastic there, Mr. Noodle Arms. Alright, looking like he's running a shotgun. That is fantastic. That I'd love to see. God dang it, Gerard. How the hell did you become a captain? Alright, snipe, please. Beautiful. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be seeing more weapon variation in terms of the aliens. Okay, 43. Beautiful. Okay, so those guys are still pretty chumpy. In terms of their health, anyway. Oh, we've already got drones? Oh, boy. Yeah, this... I'm assuming this is like they put the entirety of the game into one little condensed package, so you get to kind of experience all parts at once. If I were to guess. Alright, that snipey already fired. Where's second snipey? Alright, second snipey. Do it. What? Oh man, please tell me they keep that. That's probably a bug, but... Well, not a bug, it's probably a placeholder, but it's just funny. It's like, please give them a robotic voice, I would love that so much. This floating death Roombas incarnate. Oh? What's with the flute? Hang on, I still have the thingy off, right? Yeah, okay. The hell was that? Hang on, give me a sec. Alrighty, and back. Randomly getting some mail arriving early that was supposed to go for a neighbor. Not really sure why they keep mixing up these places, but oh well. So, let's go ahead and move these folks over here. So, okay, there is actually a stun bar. Interesting. That's what I was hoping to find out. So yeah, there is a little yellow line that appears over their health. Just kind of showing how close they are to passing out. Fantastic, that's good to see. So we know that that is ticking per movement as well. We'll see if that goes up at all over time, and then, yeah, we'll probably just move this guy over here. You know what, actually, no. Yeah, space still blocks it. We'll move him here. Crouch him down. It does seem like suppression's far less of a thing this time around. So, that being the case, which, you know, actually come to think of it, it makes sense. Because, like, yes, people are still people when, you know, whatever time it would be, but way back in the day, like let's say back in the 70s, there was far less training and things like that for like actual stressful, you know, like full-on crazy war type situations, because that crap started in the 40s and all that. Like as far as the crazy stuff. I guess no, 20s I'd say. I think something like that. Whatever, 19th century in general. And then, I mean, PTSD wasn't even really taken seriously for quite a long time. Until finally they found out ways to deal with it. So, I don't know, maybe that's what that's for, maybe suppression is just not balanced right, who knows. Kiddo, what's going on? He's not doing anything to you, just wants to see your cool Legos. God, that's adorable. Alright. Let's get the ultimate death room out of the way here. Man, I seriously just hope that stays. That's so good. It's so good. Please let it talk like a person. This LMG sucks so bad. Okay. Alright. Who's next? Okay, we got a shotty here. I mean, really, we might as well have him go down this way. Probably take out these two. This is looking a lot more reasonable than I would have expected from Xeno 1. There we go. So those two are more than likely toast. We'll chuck a flashbang in there for good measure. There we go. Yeah, that is automatically suppressing them. Fire is not. Okay, so I think they might have just toned down bullet suppression. Whoa. Okay, cool. Cool. And frickin-tastic. And yeah, now it can fire twice. So this probably is intended to fire twice then. And in fact, you know, that means if you got a really high TU character, you might potentially be getting some really good movement utility out of him. Okay, fair enough. I might have completely misjudged that thing. And yeah, I still can't aim vertically. So like before, you could just say like, chuck the grenade over this bus right here and you'll be fine. So it seems like you can't do that right now. Whether that's permanent or not, time will tell. Huh, I mean, so far we're doing alright. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 already taken care of. We haven't lost anyone yet. I'd say we're doing decently. Put 2 shotties here, since I know they're not going to walk up right here and instantly get a shot on both of them. Or at least hopefully won't. We'll see. Only time will tell. Ooh. There's a psionic bastard over here. Just take the shot anyway. Nice. Alright, I'm just gonna leave that as is. And end our turn there. Oh no! Okay, so we gotta get rid of that psionic guy. Those guys are probably toast. One or both of them. Okay, at least one of them there. And another drone coming up. Yeah, if we lost 2 to mind control, then this is definitely already into later phases of the game. Okay, it's almost half the squad down. That guy's probably gonna fall asleep. Just got a bleeding wound, so they're probably gonna go down. Scions move themselves up into shotty range. How about you don't? Okay, interesting choice. What is your problem? He just like force-fed him a stun grenade and put a shotgun down his face. Ugh. Rude. Right, and our better sniper got mind control. He's probably going to turn around and... Yep. Alright, that leaves our two worst gunners to take out the Scion, which should return those other two. He's under Mind War. Okay, that's... Sure. I guess that's what we're calling it now. Alright, let's go ahead and chuck this over here. And be right back. Alrighty, and back. So even though we've lost half the team already now, I've got to say there is one little oversight that's making this a bit more reasonable, which is just the well, I mean obviously it's not going to remain, but the fact that oh, I can potentially take double shots here. Point blank is going to be better. Actually, no, that thing explodes, so maybe not. There we go. That'll do the job. And then do that one. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, this thing is definitely doing a lot better now that points are different. Or now that it's on somebody with higher points. But the fact that they get put under alien control and then immediately come back to your control, as in they seem to just basically get duplicated, do their attacks, and then go back to business. Oh, you need some help? What? What does that mean? Here you go. What do you say? You're welcome. But yeah, this is feeling good. This is feeling real good. Like, I'm telling you right now, the Xeno 1 version of this would have just been, like, you put everybody behind cover, and they're like, no, it technically doesn't count as cover, they're dead now. And then they just all die. They're like, we rolled the numbers, and there's nothing in the way anymore. Like, how did that happen? Well, apparently they can't duck. It's like, but they're crouched behind the wall. Well, that doesn't matter. For you see, the cover does not exist. It's simply a series of 50% rolls. But yeah, I think it's actually just aiming for, like, it picks a particular spot, and then it just, like, aims for that particular spot with a certain amount of variance between the shots. Kind of, well, a realistic mode, as it were. So that instead of automatically just hitting through whatever, if they got a bad roll, you know, stuff just kind of happens. So, do we have an infinite turn, or what here? We might potentially be running into an infinite turn. This was also a bug in Xeno 1, which hopefully won't come up again. But typically, I haven't seen any melee units yet. Typically this would come up when there was a melee unit that got surrounded and it didn't know what to do. Other console commands? No. Okay, random buttons, not doing anything. What if I just mash escape? That doesn't do it either. Yeah, we might be ending it here then. I suppose we'll be doing that, but yeah. Actually, wait a minute. I think that was one of the bugs that was mentioned. Potentially getting stuck on a terror mission. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it right there then, because it's apparently stuck. So, at any rate, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll be doing this, doing more of this as soon as there's another patch. And yeah, hope you found it interesting. Have yourselves a good one.